Hello fellow global citizens. Do you have the moment to talk about veganism? The truly grassroots vegan revolution needs your help. The climate is changing and it won't stop until we all do what the good grown-ups on the TV tell us to do. If we all don't do exactly what big finance and the smart grown-ups at the UN, IMF, World Bank, big foundations and Fortune 100 say, this poor 16-year-old human shield won't get her future back. This is a real emergency and there is no time to ask questions.
What have you done to change your life? Like you said, you do things that you can do to look yourself in the eye and know you've done enough. What have you done?
I have stopped flying and I have gone vegan. I have a shop stop. It means you don't buy new things unless you absolutely have to.
Oh, hi there. It's Ellen DeGeneres here. I was scrolling through the gram and I noticed that a lot of people are talking about eating less meat, which I think is a fantastic idea. It's a great idea for the planet. It's a great idea for your health. It's a great idea for the animals' health. So eat less meat. Unless you're a vegan and you don't eat meat already, then good for you. So you don't even need to pay attention to this. But for the people who do eat meat, just try to eat less of it. Maybe eat it less, once a week, or none a week, or just, like if you eat it every night, don't eat it every night. Eat it less than that. 4 nights a week would be okay, but like 3 or 2 nights, or just 1 night a week would be the best. Anyway, it's really, the point is it's better for you and it's better for the environment and for the animals. Eat less meat. Hashtag eat less meat. Hey, be neat. No meat. Be neat. Eat less meat. Hashtag be neat. Eat less meat. Hashtag bye-bye.
I believe we need to reallocate the world's resources because sharing is crucial. The climate crisis is a battle for solidarity, a battle for human rights and children's rights.
I feel so powerful knowing that Ellen DeGeneres and courageous 16-year-old human shield Greta are also vegan activists saving the planet with me. The UN needs to reallocate all the world's land and resources. The science is clear. The smart adults from science say that the global megacorporations in the World Business Council for Sustainable Development like Bayer Monsanto, Unilever, Cargill, Shell, IKEA, Nestle, in the good philanthropists at the Rockefeller Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation, the World Resources Institute, the IMF and the World Bank will all help reallocate all the world's land and resources and ration us sustainable nutrient-fortified plant-based kibble so we can stop off-gassing toxic CO2 and polluting the world with toxic human babies. The British royal family, close friends of philanthropists Jimmy Savile and Jeffrey Epstein, just want to help us reallocate the world's resources to save us from the climate.
With all of that activism, some might think you'd be exhausted. But look at you and listen to you, you know the secret. That in giving back, in fighting the good fight, it doesn't exhaust you, it energizes you.
This is an emergency and we must do this now.
Climate change is a humanitarian issue, not a political one.
The transnational corporations, banks, and philanthropists like the UN, the royal family, Jimmy Savile, and Jeffrey Epstein need to reallocate the world's resources and feed us nutrient-fortified plant-based kibble to make everything happy and equal. Being vegan is so easy and healthy. I am not a bigot. I will do this for the planet and the children. Let's take a look at vegan YouTube for some recipes for sustainable vegan cuisine we can eat in order to save Mommy Earth from the real credible death threats from the climate.
How to do vegan in a food court. Everyone's got a food court in a shopping mall near you. Let's do one here. Let's go.
I am so empowered as a member of this truly grassroots and not corporate-controlled revolution for the animals and the planet against the bigot science deniers who won't obey the good grown-ups on the TV.
Vegan pretzel available here. Okay, now most food courts are pretty much the same, all right? Now first off on the left, sushi. If you find any sushi place, they do vegan sushi at every single sushi place. You make sure they don't put mayonnaise or anything that's not vegan, any sort of weird fish stuff on there.
Weird fish stuff and real animal foods are so mean and bad and don't belong on my vegan soy sushi.
Suffocated and stabbed to death, hacked up into pieces to be put in sushi, when you can have vegetables in sushi, tofu in sushi, so many things you can have in sushi that...
There are so many good nice things made of soy that we can have instead of bad, mean, gross, racist real foods.
Why choose rotting dead fish when you can have vegan sushi? Boom, straight away, a vegan box. Most places do a vegan box now. You don't want to eat any murdered fish here. Look, mercury, fish, suffering, death, no point. A vegan box, delicious, look at that one. Really good. You can always get edamame beans as well. A little seaweed salad as well. Or you can ask them to prepare you some vegan sushi. Amazing. Sushi
Animal
is a really
foods
good
so
vegan
gross,
option.
so sad, so bad. Soy replacements so happy, so tolerant, so good.
Sushi place will always look after you. All right, let's go.
It is so much more healthy and sustainable to eat tofu made from mass-produced GMO Monsanto soy grown by some of the extra people in South America living under a puppet government military dictatorship, funded by massive IMF loans given under the condition that all the extra rural people there grow patented GMO soy and corn for export instead of their heritage crops and spray pesticides and herbicides like Roundup on all their soil and devalue their currency, so they become debt slaves and must sell their labor, land, and resources for cheap to the Fortune 100 companies and members of the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, who can strip mine it then of their debt slaves, grow industrial soy to ship to China for processing into cheap Roundup fortified tofu kibble they can sell to social engineered, decadent, distracted, narcissistic Westerners who these transnational corporations and banks educated into thinking they're saving the planet by doing exactly what the big investment banks and transnational corporations tell the screens they worship to tell them to do.
You can easily have, instead of tandoori murdered animal, you could have tandoori tofu, tandoori seitan, you know, tandoori whatever other plant alternative other than pieces of flesh from an animal.
Purchasing this is powerful activism and will help the IMF give sustainable debt to all those extra rural people who grow my cheap food. The World Bank and transnational corporations are helping us help those extra South American and African debt slaves to go green and stop breathing toxic CO2 and killing and eating innocent animals, so we can all move into corporate-controlled total surveillance smart city coffin apartments and pay for our fortified vegan kibble, pharmaceutical drugs, and VR porn with social carbon credits to save the planet from the totally real and not made up #climate crisis.
Vegan, oh wow, oh no, this is veggie. Okay, so they've got it veggie and vegan separated, which is good. These are all the animal body parts that you don't want to be eating. Merry Christmas, not so merry for the animals. Let's have a look here. Oh, eggs are not vegan, obviously. Oh, here, look, avocado and toast. Wow, that looks really nice.
This jittery, effeminate 31-year-old boomer is so inspirational to me as a vegan activist. He is the best at purchasing vegan kibble. I wish everyone could know how good it feels to eat soy and corn-based vegan kibble instead of real animal foods. I do not even miss real animal foods. Real animal foods are mean and gross and not even good. Mass-produced vegan corporate kibble is way healthier and tastier and nicer and make me so happy. If we don't all do this, the climate will keep changing and all the bad things will happen and Bambi and Simba will be murdered every day always.
Any of these cakes vegan? Oh my god, those cookies are. Oh no, I was just, that says veggie, not vegan, so I was just seeing that these are vegan. Oh wow, oh awesome, yeah, that's cool. Can I just have these, please? Thank you very much, Ta. Bye-bye. Still a little taste test of this soup. Oh my lord. That's amazing. Wow.
What's your view? I can't think of a better thing for the animal rights movement to be honest, bro. I think one of the biggest issues with people going vegan is also the convenience factor.
Yeah.
It's too hard. What am I going to do? This is where I eat. I go to this supermarket, I go to this restaurant, I get this fast food. Like, they don't have
I am
vegan
not
stuff
being
there.
used. I am a grassroots activist saving the animals and the planet. I have not been duped.
Beyond Burger in all of their stores, and they advertised it every store I drive past, huge billboards on the highway. I'm like, plant-based meat options, this is amazing. Wow, they're really normalizing it. The convenience factor is through the roof.
Yeah.
Incredible, I'm so
Huge.
happy. Absolutely, and they're selling out of it.
Yeah.
So that's Tim Hortons. They did the same at A&W.
Veganism is healthy and rebellious. Animal foods are not necessary. All our ancestors just ate them because the patriarchy and capitalism. 12 bowel movements a day is normal and enjoyable. Soy is a great replacement for everything. Dr. Greger is not frightening. If we don't all do this, the planet will die. Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide and was working all alone. If I spend more energy on vegan activism, I will stop craving real animal foods and questioning myself.
They go with their vegan friend. The vegan friend suggests, why don't you just try it? Try this. People start seeing, oh, this is delicious, and I feel pretty good that it isn't actually an animal. I don't like causing animal cruelty. I heard these are healthier as well. They're better for the planet too. They have just as much protein.
It's huge.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's huge. They have millions of dollars in marketing. They have restaurants all over the world. They can reach the mainstream like no other.
They're doing all the advertising for us,
Yeah.
man. I'm like, thanks for spreading the vegan message for us. I'm so stoked.
But I saw them saying people who are emotionally against KFC would happily walk into Starbucks and get the get an oat latte. And I'm like, wait a second.
These vegan activists are mentally and physically healthy and are not sickly. Effeminate head case is being used by multinational corporations, global banks, and big money foundations to push a transnational resource consolidation agenda.
I want to reach those low-income families that are just eating meat. They never heard of vegan before, and they walk into McDonald's and there's a McVegan there.
Totally.
And they can choose that over the slaughtered, enslaved dairy cow's body that's minced up in the other burgers, you know?
Absolutely, man. And I think that, yes, KFC, they kill so many dead chickens, millions, tens of millions. It's horrific.
Yeah.
But if anyone can change, anyone, slaughterhouse workers change, we change, people change, businesses change too.
And if I was to like, you can't support KFC, you must only, I just think like, we're not in a position to have that flexibility to go, you can only buy vegan food from here. We need people buying vegan food from wherever it's available. The world's like, oh God, we need radical change. We need radical change. We need people working from below. We need direct action from above. We need corporations putting on vegan options. We need everything working together.
The money is there. If we can save the banks, then we can save the world. I mean... if there's something we are not lacking in this world, it's money. And of course, many people do lack money, but governments and these people in power, they do not lack money.
Eat the kibble, bigots.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little verklempt. I missed you bigots so much. Hello, everybody. Hello. 120 something bigots in the chat. I'm Tristan, e-celebrity, YouTube e-celeb, humble man who's better than everybody else, and I just want to let you know I missed you guys so much. All my bigots out there, I just want you to know that you complete me. I miss you so much. All my audience, I love you so much, and every day we're apart, it hurts me. It pains my heart. I just want to tell you guys all, I will never let you down. I will never leave you. I love you so much. I love you so much. Bigots. All of you bigots. In the chat, we have so much to talk about. We have so much to catch up on. It's been 3 whole weeks with 0 streams. About like 3 or 4 weeks, right? But we're back. We're back and better than ever. Every once in a while, you gotta take a little break from the YouTube, and of course, YouTube makes it very easy. They make it so easy not to want to come back to their shitty little platform where they hide your videos, unsubscribe your subs. Shit, I've lost like 1,000 subs in the last few weeks. It's okay though. We know it's all fixed. We know it's all fake. We know that's all fake. We know there's a lot more than 120 people watching right now too. Laura Painter, what's up, Laura?
My childhood.
Uh-oh. You guys hear that? Y'all hear that? That's the Streamlabs. The Streamlabs are engaged. So the Streamlabs, we've got some special notifications set up. Streamlabs are here. Laura Painter sends $19.99, says, can't stay for the stream, but wanted to say thanks for the Gattaca movie recommendation. Way too real. Yes, Gattaca, Jessica and I just watched Gattaca as well. We rewatched it after we gave that recommendation. Gattaca. It's not like an amazing film, but there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there. I'm sure Jay Dyer up in the chat. What's up, Jay? AKA Young Booma, thinking he says I lost 100K subs to him for losing that rap battle. So obviously, don't mind Jay. He's got a narcissistic wound because he was absolutely destroyed by the greatest rapper of all time, Lil AIDS. Young Booma got wrecked by Lil AIDS, and he's still butthurt. So don't mind him. He's in the chat. Go give him a sub. Subscribe to him. I don't know. Make him feel a little better. So yeah, I got the Streamlabs set up. Doorman 360 sending $2 via the YouTube super chats. There you go. Proving he's not a bigot. Says doesn't know about you, but I'm ready for some kibble. I'm ready for some kibble. James 1054 sending 99 cents with a picture of a peach. Gotta flatten the curve on that peach, man. Gotta flatten the curve on that peach. I thank you for that peach. That voluptuous peach you sent me for 99 cents. The super chats are mandatory. The masks are mandatory. And if you guys want to stop toxic masculinity, then take a ride with me. If you want to go and take a ride with me and slay that toxic masculinity, oh, I feel this, oh, hey, must be the money. If you want to go and take a ride with me and we can break down the patriarchy, oh, why must I feel this, oh, hey, must be the money. Jessica just walked in at the perfect time.
That's my welcome song.
Jessica's welcome song. Welcome. That was Nelly. It was at the same time as Cisco.
My other favorite.
Around the same time as Cisco. What was Cisco? That thong. Ooh, that dress so scandalous.
Do you remember?
I know that an N-word couldn't handle it.
Gross.
Shaking that ass like who's the ish. Thong.
And that was Ricky Martin too.
Ricky Martin. No, that was not Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin was like.
Oh, the same time.
Ricky Martin, Jessica, her pop culture. No.
You think so?
Yeah, her pop culture quiz skills are far below abysmal, toxically feminine. All right, everybody, living la vida soya. Shake your bonbon. Yeah, there you go. Shake your bonbon. Shake your bonbon. That was a Ricky Martin song.
No, we had living.
What about Mark Anthony?
Yeah.
You can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain.
Oh yeah.
But you can take
That was Enrique
my
Iglesias.
breath away. All right.
That was Enrique Iglesias, wasn't it?
That's Enrique or something, or Mark Anthony or one of those dorks. So we got Jessica's over here. She's spinning. She's spinning on her spinning wheel. She's turning wool into yarn over there, which
Wool
will
that I sheared.
wool that she sheared from our sheeps. She stole that wool. Stole that wool from an innocent animal. Hashtag not your wool. And she's spinning it into a nice ball of yarn. And that ball of yarn is eventually going to get turned into some soundproofing for the office here. We figured out a way to do it in an aesthetically pleasing way. A little bit of soundproofing so we can get rid of that slight echo you hear. I know the audio is not perfect, but it's as good as it's going to get for now. Hey, everybody, make sure to like it and share it. And yes, masks are mandatory. Super chats are mandatory and actually make you immune. Did you guys know that? I bet you didn't. Did you know that? All right. Here we go, everybody. Here we go. All right, first of all, before we get too deep into the subject at hand today, we'll give a little update on what we've been up to. This is like an Instagram story from today, from this morning. We've got, let's see.
I'm so excited.
Where is it? Come on now. It's paused. Here's Ariana holding this little duckling. We got some ducklings a few weeks ago. Made a little duck pond. Here's Ariana with the duck. The kids love the ducklings. Ariana and Ryder, they're obsessed with the ducklings. They're really cute little things. There's Ryder, a little crazy child Ryder. And then today, we woke up to a new lamb who looks just like her mom. That lamb, we call the mom Goggles because she's got these like panda brown things on her eyes. And she just lambed this morning, which was a nice surprise. We had kind of a stressful evening last night. And then we woke up to a new lamb. So that was pretty cool. Check out the little lamb. There she is. Finally a female lamb. We've had like 3 little rams born over the last few months. So we got a new lamb. We got a new calf as well.
Also a female.
New calf, also a female. So finally a few new female animals, which is cool. We've got 3 cows that we're milking right now, which is nice. 3 cows, but it's the dry season, so the milk production is low, but the quality is high. That's what's really nice. The quality is high. Production is lower. Quality is higher. All right, so that's what's going on here.
Because I love soy.
Oh, did you guys hear that? We got a super chat alert. We integrated the Streamlabs. J Dyer 499 says, "Remember, gaslighting is whenever you disagree with my cult." Exactly, gaslighting. You guys make sure to check out the gaslight stream that I did with J Dyer over on his channel. J Dyer's channel's blowing up. He's stealing our subs as our viewership plummets into the abysmal abyss of YouTube shadow ban hell world. J Dyer's channel. Even though he's demonetized, I see J Dyer, he'd pull in 400, 500 people a stream, where we barely get 100 now, thanks to YouTube. So thank you for the support, J Dyer. Always nice, one of your favorite YouTube channels. A close friend of the channel here, J Dyer. It's always nice to get those super chats. You guys make sure to support this content. You guys want more, you better friggin' support it. I'm telling you. You want me to take a month off again? Then don't send super chats. You want more of this? You better support. All right. So here we go. There's a Streamlabs link down below as well. There are different notifications for the different tiers. I spent some time making some nice little notifications, like the one you just saw. I'm a soy boy because I love soy. We've got different notifications if you donate via the Streamlabs. If you donate via YouTube, I think it's random because I couldn't get it tiered. But the Streamlabs has some nice tiers, and if you do, and the high tier on Streamlabs is a really good one. So test those out if you want. Send them $50 and up super chats, and you get my favorite animation that I made. So, all right. So that's just in case we do finally get demonetized by YouTube. I don't know if I'll be here if I do get demonetized on YouTube because the platform is terrible, but it's the only place we can live stream. So anyways, I appreciate the support from the audience. Appreciate you guys sending those super chats and keeping the streams afloat. And I appreciate this picture Beyond Sausage on the shelves. Toxic masculinity. That's what we're talking about today, guys. Toxic masculinity. How can we get rid of toxic masculinity? How can we flatten the curve? How can we flatten the curve on that masculinity? Because there's so many problems in the world, but they all have the same root. They all have the same root cause, and that is toxic masculinity. All right, so I haven't watched this one. We're going to skip on this one. Let's jump right over here. The University Star. Hatred of veganism is rooted in toxic masculinity. Oh, no. Hatred of veganism rooted in toxic masculinity. So the University Star, this is heavy, hard-hitting, investigative journalism right here from the University Star. Just incredible, brave, stunning work that they do. You can see the categories they have. We've got news, life and arts, sports, right? Sports ball, opinions, right? Which everything in the news section is also opinions. They just don't label it as such. Multimedia, and then of course, a whole drop-down menu for BLM protests, right? Protests. And you have a whole drop-down menu for COVID as well. So whole section for both of them. The University Star says, for vegans and vegetarians, adherence to a plant-based diet can sometimes draw the ire of friends, family, or random strangers while eating for nourishment. The straw man of vegans, frequently and strongly interjecting their diet into all facets of conversation, is an easy target to poke fun at, whether it's something the person has actually experienced or not. It's fun and easy to make jokes about vegans because reducing animal cruelty and environmental impact in one's diet is just ridiculous and deserves ridicule. Okay. Passionate hatred for plant-based diets and the people who practice them is common and accepted because it is rooted in toxic masculinity. So there you go. Fact. Right? It's accepted because it is rooted in toxic masculinity. So the science has spoken.
I'm a soy boy because I love soy.
Oh.
It's so funny every time.
Jessica likes that one. She is enjoying that. We got another super chat. This is so convenient because I know when those super chats come in because I hear it. We got a new super chat from Ali Rayhani. What's up, Ali? Doesn't even say anything. Just send in that super chat. All right, let me come over here and all right. So, the University Star hitting hard on the real issues, right? Which, of course, toxic masculinity, right? Toxic masculinity. If you don't fall in line, if you don't accept veganism, then you're toxically masculine, of course. Of course. Column, cure toxic masculinity by going vegan? TheDailyTarHeel.com, another hard-hitting journalistic piece by Aisling Henihan, whose father must be so proud of her with her university education, right? Working so hard to get that gender studies degree with a minor in
history.
With a minor in history of consciousness, right? Her history of consciousness in the University of California degree. Her father so proud, empowered young woman. Who would share a bizarre video on Twitter where men with disturbingly enlarged vegetable genitalia dance through the streets, thrusting their hips and making plenty of uncomfortable eye contact over the beat that pulses, I give it, I want it, I take it, I got it? You guessed it. PETA. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals has long relied on controversy to promote its messages about animal cruelty. The organization's advertisements often use violence and sex, ostensibly to shock or seduce people into becoming vegan. In Veggie Love, an ad banned from the 2009 Super Bowl, models in lingerie perform oral sex on vegetables. In I'd Rather Go Naked, the likes of Khloe Kardashian pose nude on billboards to discourage wearing fur. So, just hard-hitting coverage of PETA's beautiful, amazing work, as we can see here. Traditional masculinity Traditional masculinity is dead. So traditional masculinity is dead, and the new masculinity, according to PETA, is, I don't know, putting fake vegetable genitals on you and making really creepy faces and thrusting your hips around. Bouncing your vegetable junk. This is the new masculinity, according to PETA. Okay. Okay, there's PETA. Toxic masculinity. Peaceful.
My childhood.
Oh. You've stolen my dreams. See, that one's not loud enough. I gotta figure out how to make that one a little bit louder. Where are we at? Where are we at? You've stolen my dreams and my childhood. Greta. Lovely little Greta. We got another super chat over there. We got a super chat from Luthien the Mortal, sending $2. Says, Jay debated the orthogonals recently. They squirmed. What orthogonals? Ask yourself, and his cult short-circuited again. These people, ask yourself and his little goons have been obsessing over Jay and I for like the last 2 years. So ridiculous. All right, thank you for the super chat. You guys want to keep these streams going? You guys want more? Make sure to like it. Make sure to share it. You know, YouTube does it. We used to get 300 to 400 people watching these. Now we're lucky to get 200. I gotta just stop looking at the numbers. They do this to demoralize you, right? The destruction of these small channels, the channels that help build the freaking platform.
Well, they unsub
You guys want more? Make sure you're subbed. Make sure to like it. Hit that thumb up. And make sure to support with them super chats. There's a link down in the description for the Streamlabs as well. Streamlabs doesn't take as much of a cut as YouTube. That's the best way to go. All right, we got the Peaceful Dumpling here with some more hard-hitting journalism, along with their other stories like, I celebrate pagan holidays, and here's why you should too. These 5 environmental and vegan artists are inspiring change through beauty. Top psychologists say stress and anxiety are healthy, while you don't need to be happy 24/7. Other hard-hitting news from this website right there. How I use veganism to cope with toxic masculinity and redefine what it means to be a man. So they should have had, this should be the cover image for this photo, right? Or for this article, right? We've got the cover, the unofficial cover image of this article right here. That's the real cover image.
What is it for those listening?
Got the Beyond Sausage, a shriveled, on the shelf Beyond Sausage. Of course, media has been telling us for the last few months, everybody wants plant-based meat. Everybody just wants the plant-based meat. Yet, I can't go a week without viewers sending me pictures of this plant-based trash. These shriveled little sausages from Beyond Meat sitting on the counter. I can't get a week without images of all this fake meat just sitting on the shelves rotting, right? Or being sold for 30% of the retail price. What's up with that? If everybody wants the Beyond Meat, why are they having to sell it at a ridiculous discount? And why are they rotting on the freaking shelves? But you can use veganism to cope with toxic masculinity. I'll be honest here. I can't cry. In fact, I can count the number of times I've cried in the last 5 years on just a couple of fingers. The first time was in 2014 when my childhood dog passed away. I was in my girlfriend's university flat, weeping in her bed while she was in class. The second was coincidentally also at my girlfriend's place. This was a different flat, though. My wisdom tooth had gotten infected on Friday morning, and by Saturday I was a wreck, writhing around, not sleeping. It was some of the worst physical pain I've experienced. I spent the weekend fumbling around the city, since we didn't have a car, looking desperately for emergency care, bawling my eyes out from all the trauma. As a child, I was incredibly emotional and cried a lot. It was something that came naturally. Embarrassing and confusing situations are fraught in childhood, well, at least in mine, and there's probably no coping mechanism more instinctive than just letting the tears flow. And so toxic masculinity, another thing, if you don't cry all the time, toxic masculinity, right? Toxic masculinity. If you don't cry all the time, toxic masculinity. If you don't cry tears of joy at Cardi B's latest song about her WAP. If you don't cry tears of joy and rapture when you hear empowered, independent woman, Cardi B, singing about her wet ass pussy. Her wet ass pussy. If you don't cry tears of rapture.
Stolen my dreams, my childhood.
It works. Then you've stolen my dreams and my childhood because you're toxically masculine. You gotta cry more and go vegan if you want to save the planet. A real Cooter Brown, though, sending $10. A real Cooter Brown proving that he is not a bigot. Sending $10 says, what's your take on David Avocado Wolf? He's a bit of a kook at times, but he's posted some interesting memes about the Kufid nonsense and stabbies on his IG stories. I mean, that he's one of the most successful kind of like marketing kooks in the world, right? I mean, he's a total kook. Avocado David Wolf is a total kook. He's not really a vegan, although he repped the vegan thing for a long time. He's an effective marketer. He's a good con man. He's a good con man. So the real Cooter Brown. So many nasty jokes could be made using your name, but I'm gonna go ahead and omit the first ones that come to mind so I can stay on YouTube. Joe Wags. Let's wait till that notification comes through. About to get that. I just got a notification. Sent another super chat. We got Joe Wags supporting the stream. Let's wait for it to drop. It's got like a 5-second delay through the Streamlabs. More super chats. Sending that love. Thanks a lot, guys.
You have stolen my dreams, my childhood.
Stolen my dreams and my childhood. With your words, your empty words, and your toxic masculinity. Joe Wag says, love your channel, Tristan. I've been watching your backlog of content for months now, but I never catch the live streams. Keep it up. Hey, I'm glad you caught it. Glad you can make it. Thanks for the support. If you guys want to support them, super chats are a good way to do it. Also, you can send the super chats via Streamlabs. We haven't had any Streamlabs come through yet. I want to see what it does when it comes through the Streamlabs dashboard. So, y'all got them Streamlabs. Go over there to the Streamlabs and see. Wait a minute. We did have one, but it didn't play. We did have a Streamlabs. The real Cooter Brown sent a Streamlabs. Sent a $5 Streamlabs. Says Jabba the Hutt looking as Beyond Sausage. Jabba the Hutt looking as Beyond Sausage. That's true. That's what that was. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you for the Streamlabs chat. I guess for some reason Streamlabs is not sending them through. Let me see what's going on here. Streamlabs didn't send it through there. But anyways, I'll make sure to read the Streamlabs. Even if you don't get the notifications on here, I'll pop in here every once in a while and check out that Streamlabs link. All right. Just making sure I've not missed any of these super chats. And there we go. Let's see. Why is Streamlabs? All right. I'll work on the back end stuff later. Fix that Streamlabs up. But anyways, thanks for the support, guys. You want more of this content? Freaking support it. All right, so let's take a look. We've established what toxic masculinity is, right? Like the last few streams, we've really hit hard on what toxic masculinity is. First of all, if you do not wear a mask all the time, toxic masculinity. If you don't listen to the experts, toxic masculinity. Right? If you won't, shoot, if you don't want to cut off your peenie, toxic masculinity.
I am a soy boy because I love soy.
If you're not a soy boy and you don't love soy, toxic masculinity. Right? We understand the problem, which is obviously toxic masculinity. Obviously. And we understand the problem. Right? Eating meat, toxic masculinity. Refusing to go vegan, toxic masculinity. Okay? But what are the solutions? We're going to work on solutions. We've got some solutions in this video here. Male celebs who are against toxic masculinity, right? So again, problem is toxic masculinity. What's the solution? The healing power of celebrity. This is the solution. Everything. The healing powers of celebrity. Luthien the Mortal, what's up, dude? Send it $5. Says the soy boy is clearly bitter. You and Jay made a meme out of him and his cult. God bless and hope all is well with the family. Jay, if there is a link about what happened, if there's like a funny one, if there's a funny one there, of footage of whatever happened with Ask Yourself and his crew, send it over. Maybe we can review that later. But that dude is a living meme. Ask Yourself is a walking meme. Is a living meme. The fact. We need more memes of that too. We need more edits, more songs. But all right, let's check out some of the solutions here. Toxic masculinity, major problem. Terrible. Destroying everything. Global warming, climate changing, right? Viruses. All of these real, not made up crises have roots in toxic masculinity. And let's figure out who's not toxically masculine. Number 1, Freddie Mercury. Number 2, this guy, Tom Holland, right? Take notes. Imitate this. This is what we're told.
Where are these people from?
This is Tom Holland, not toxically masculine, right? Who else? Youngblood.
I'm the pink Powerpuff Girl. I mean, does that even need to be explained? I am the pink Powerpuff Girl. You think I'm not? I'll fight you for that title. Look, one. Posh Spice. Fabulous. Ooh, a kiss.
Youngblood. There you go. So are you seeing the theme here? Toxic masculinity versus the new masculinity. All right, so we need to redefine these things, right? We've got to redefine it all. We've got to redefine it all. Redefining life. Okay, so we know the problem, right? Toxic masculinity. But did you realize how deep the problem goes? Probably not. Are you paying attention? You paying attention? We've got theguardian.com. Where's the link to that? Where's that one page? Did you send me that link or was it just a photo? Theguardian.com. Oh, it's in Discord. The Guardian, partnering with the philanthropists at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Theguardian.com. Don't worry about it. Here's the article, Hard-Hitting Journalism, in their architecture section. Upward thrusting buildings ejaculating into the sky. Do cities have to be so sexist? Do cities have to be so sexist? Toxic masculinity is built into the fabric of our urban spaces, writes Leslie Kern, author of the new book, Feminist City, which I highly recommend, right? And the results aren't just divisive. They can be lethal. They can be lethal. Lethal, right? Upward thrusting buildings ejaculating into the sky. Look at these disgusting edifices. This is Chicago, right? Look at all those. Every one of those. This is toxic masculinity right here. You guys may not have noticed this because you're not woke enough, right? If you didn't notice, you're just not woke, but these are not buildings. These are toxic phalluses raping Mama Sky, right? Did they ask permission to stick these toxic phalluses up into the sky? To penetrate the sky with these phalluses? No. Was consent given? No. I don't think the sky consented to upward thrusting buildings ejaculating into it. Right? Sears Tower busting a nut up into the clouds. That's not a quote from the Guardian's article, but it might as well be. We've got Leslie Kern says, glass ceilings and phallic towers, mean streets and dark alleys, road names and statues of men. Ew. From the physical to the metaphorical, the city is filled with reminders of masculine power. And yet we rarely talk of the urban landscape as an active participant in gender inequality. A building, no matter how phallic, isn't actually misogynist, is it? Guess again, bigots. Yes, it is. Surely a skyscraper isn't responsible for sexual harassment, the wage gap, or even a glass ceiling, whether it has a literal one on top or not. That said, our built environments can still reflect patterns of gender-based discrimination. To imagine the city and its structures as neutral places where complicated human social relations are staged is to ignore the simple fact that people built these places, right? People.
I'm a soy boy because I love soy.
People built those places, and some of those people have peenies, right? All right. And that's sexist. Do you guys understand this? Are you getting it? Here's a quote. Our cities are patriarchy written in stone, brick, glass, and concrete. Yet all of you are sitting around in your toxically masculine cities, eating your toxic masculine meat inside of a giant steel enforced concrete, steel, and glass ding-dongs that asked not for consent, that did not ask for consent, to thrust, and as the Guardian says, ejaculate into the sky. Look at this. This is your fault, men. Men. Your outdated views on masculinity are creating this. It's your fault. It's all your fault. Toxic masculinity is everywhere. So, I'll leave this pulled up for a second. I got some more super chats here. We're actually getting some super chat support tonight. We got Zyklon Be Still and No God send $5. Says, is my masculinity toxic if it's orthogonal? That is orthogonal. And yeah, well, the fact that you sent a super chat means you might be exempt from toxic masculinity. But if you live in a building, then I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. If you live in a building, then you're guilty. If you live in a building, you're screwed. Jay Dyerson, $4.99 says Bildong or Bildo? A Bildong. I like that. The Bildongs. The word reads better on paper than it sounds, right? The Bildongs. But you guys get it. The Bildongs, get it like a wiener.
And a building.
Like a building and a dong. A Bildong. Jay actually lives in one of the biggest Bildongs.
My childhood.
Stolen my dreams and my childhood. Thanks, Jay. Jay, one of the strongest patrons in the chat today. All these bigots watching and refusing to hit the thumbs up, refusing to hit that share. But Jay does not refuse. All right, let's come over here. Let's see if Dang Stank donated $5. He says the fact. Those erect bridges are turning me on. Look at those bridges. Look at those bridges are about to sword fight. I mean, but I guess that's not toxically masculine, right? You got the bridges are about the bridges and the Bildongs. They're just playing with each other there, so that's okay, right? Isn't that okay? Thank you, the real Cooter Brown, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Dank Stank, thank you for the super chat. Zyklon B, Still No God. Jay Dyer, thanks guys for the super chats. Uh-oh, we still streaming? We still live? There we go. Hit the like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, all you bigots. All right, so just a big shout out to The Guardian. Really appreciate that. I want to thank you, The Guardian, for helping us to understand our culpability in this, right? Because we're all guilty. Right? We're all breathing toxic CO2. And other things too, right? You got to wear that muzzle. You got to trap the gases, wear the muzzle. We're all breathing toxic CO2. We got our toxic dinghies, spreading toxic masculinity all over the place. And yeah, it's just absolutely disgusting that you guys refuse to recognize this. You refuse to recognize that that buildings are penises, right? And this isn't. I'm not the first one to notice this. The Guardian also noticed this. Buildings are just penises. Which section is that photo in? I want to pull that one up. What section?
News. The news section.
News. News spin cycle.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. We got The Guardian. Thank you, The Guardian. Remember, The Guardian, here's an image of theguardian.com. This website is funded by support provided in part by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The journalism and other content is editorially independent, and its purpose is to focus on global development. Okay, so it's supported, it's funded by support provided in part by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, but this is totally real journalism. This is real. This is not just, propaganda. It's not just social engineering. This is real journalism. Not sponsored content, right? If you put up a post on Instagram, you got to label it sponsored content. But if you're The Guardian, you can just pretend to be the end all be all of journalism. So DB sent a Canadian $5. Thanks. Says if skyscrapers are phallic symbolism, then football stadiums must represent feminists' gaping holes. All right, touche, bigot. The Real Cooter Brown sends $5.
Because I love soy.
Real Cooter Brown sends $5. Says, have you ever talked with Dr. Ken Berry? It'd be interesting to hear a conversation between two of y'all. Yeah, I've done a live Instagram with Ken Berry in the past. I've not done any streams with him. I don't know, does he do a podcast or something? He should have me on his show. He should have me on his show. We can talk about social engineering, a lot of the long-term goals of all this madness that we see here. All this madness. All right, so it's funny, it seems to, maybe I got to check in my settings after the stream. The super chats from YouTube are working through the Streamlabs plugin, but the Streamlabs super chats are not sending the notifications through the plugin via Streamlabs. But I'll figure that out later. I'm just reminding myself and reminding Jessica to remind me to do this later. All right, but let's move on, right? We talked about toxic masculinity. Remember our good friend Kevin. If you don't remember Kevin, we'll watch a little clip of this. We'll watch a little clip of Kevin. Why does he smell? What does he smell? What's on his finger? Oh, Kevin, look at those dreamy eyes. Look at that.
Masculinity is dead.
Oh, you said it.
Masculinity is dead. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about the old concept and the old program of the armored, emotionally unavailable, and fully narrow-minded masculine.
Dad.
It's dead.
Hit you, Dad. I'm so hot. All right, we got Kevin looking freaking hot, right? This guy, all right, I'm trying to figure this out here, how to get rid of toxic masculinity, right? First of all, smell your fingers more, right? Sniff the fingers every once in a while. You got those fingers in some funk? Check it, right? Your fingers they're more than just fingers, they're dipsticks. You check the oil on the car, you check the stench. Check the stench on your ass, right? Kevin over here. So here, let's learn a little bit about masculinity. We've got Tantra and masculinity. How to enter a relationship with reality as it is.
Aloha.
So,
in this video, I'll be talking about masculinity and how it relates to Tantra, both the philosophy, the practices, and the direct experience. So, the idea of masculinity has a long history. It's an ancient concept and clearly also a physical gender, a physical sex or biology. And what it means to me is way beyond the idea of machismo. So machismo is the idea of a feelingless, emotionless, very strong, pure warrior-like man who gets shit done. He can be a killer, he can be a hunter, a hero, a soldier. There's lots of ideas and archetypes around machismo. This is not what I'm talking about. I want to make that clear immediately. I found people in the comments of a lot of my videos seem to think I'm talking about machismo, and both men and women have both been triggered and inspired by it. So I want to make that very clear off the bat. For me, masculinity is way beyond this, and it actually is a principle in nature. I'm gonna repeat that. It's a principle in nature. And this is a little esoteric, but this is what it...
This is really deep. I know you guys can't understand this. I know you can't understand this, but this is deep. This is deep theology, deep New Age theology right here. The Tantra. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Tantra of masculinity. All right? It's like we want to be one with the Beyond Sausage. Breathe in. Oh, you could smell the mudra. You could smell it. Oh, smell it. Tantra is all about losing yourself in the moment. Tune in, turn on, and drop out. Masculinity. So, yeah, I don't know if I could stomach much more of yoga demon Kevin here, but let's see where he goes with this.
Means to me and is a very deeply resonating concept. For example, the sun is masculine. Let me say that again. The sun, the star around which our planet is revolving, is masculine. And it is a masculine principle because it's giving life, it's creative in that it's inspiring plants to grow and elements to change and the earth to heat. It's a very masculine principle. And that's why it's actually an ancient principle. It's what a lot of ancient people worshipped, was the sun.
Whoa, dude. All right. So I don't know if you guys like understand this, right? But like Tantra is an ancient practice. It's like an ancient practice of becoming one, right? And the first step to being a Tantra master, the first step is you have to open your third eye, okay? And after you're done opening your third eye, smell your fingers, right? I mean, the third eye, like there's so many interesting smells that can come out of your third eye. And if you just make sure to test it, right? And that's what your nose is for, you guys. Okay? Dod. Oh. So Kevin just got done opening his third eye. He couldn't do it with his 11th finger, unfortunately. So so that's the Tantra of masculinity, guys. Archaeologists say we can blame the patriarchy on meat, Vice.com, and then it's endless. It's endless. Like if you do a quick search for toxic masculinity, I guarantee you there's 5-10 news items just from this week. The dangers of toxic masculinity. Kidscreen.com. Oh man, look at the kidscreen.com. The dangers of toxic masculinity. Healthy male role models can help boys dismantle stereotypes. Okay. So, and what are good role models? Freddie Mercury, Kevin, and his Tantra. These are positive role models, right? Call to take on misogyny, toxic masculinity, after Imam's sexist utterances. Toxic masculinity, what is it and what it isn't? The consequences of toxic masculinity in the art of self-defense. It's just endless, right? Endless. Every few weeks, you got a new one. Toxic masculinity. For women in sports media, dealing with toxic masculinity is far from new. Just like toxic masculinity, toxic femininity is a threat too. Well, let's see. Let's learn about that. Let's learn about that. Everyone has heard of toxic masculinity's pressure on men to conform, but this trend can be just as damaging to women. Okay, we've got UC Berkeley alum Ali Shee, Island Shy. You can see some of her work here. Some social media activist hashtags are disconnected from their origins, right? I mean, fighting against the cultural appropriation of hashtags. It's good. Stargazing, right? Toxic masculinity, hand washing your laundry is better than using a machine. Yeah, it's at least one decent article, hand washing your laundry. But let's learn about toxic femininity. What is toxic femininity? The most obvious culprit is toxic masculinity, right? Oh, of course. Toxic masculinity is the worst, which refers to harmful behavior and attitudes commonly associated with some men. Toxic masculinity manifests itself when traditionally masculine traits are taken too far. Examples include feeling the need to establish dominance, being violent, and not showing emotion. So remember, not crying is just like being violent. If you don't cry enough, it's violence. Not crying is violence. Silence is violence. Okay? Silence is violence. Here, pull this over here. All right. So what is toxic femininity? The other side of the coin. Many people don't believe toxic femininity is real because its definition is vague and all-encompassing at best and is offensive at worst. Oh, you mean like toxic masculinity? Masculinity on its own is not necessarily good or bad. I don't know about that. That's not what I'm hearing. Perceptions of biology and society have influenced these two social constructs. Both men and women can exhibit traits traditionally attached to the other gender. Okay. For the purpose of this article, toxic femininity and masculinity refer to the overly gendered ways that girls and boys are raised that lead to harmful effects later on and hold us back from gender equality. Again, what does this word mean? Equality. Right? Equality. What does it mean? Does it mean making everything the same? Traditional feminine qualities include empathy, compassion, and nurturing. But it's possible for these traits to turn toxic when they're used to undermine others. Toxic femininity arises from a history of male dominance, when women usually don't have the power or influence to overpower men. So there you go. We got to the root of it. And the root of toxic femininity is, guess what? Toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. It's the men's fault, obviously, right? The men's fault. Toxic masculinity is the root cause of toxic femininity. Thank you, studybreaks.com. Lovely. Your parents must be so happy that your gender studies degree has paid off as you start your lovely career as a columnist at Study Breaks. All right, so UC Berkeley alum Island She, I salute you, non-ironically. And I really appreciate this. So thank you so much. Toxic masculinity. We've even got scientific journals, right? So-called scientific journals. University of British Columbia. This one came out of the University of British Columbia. Meat, Morals, and Masculinity. Got another one. Of Meat and Men, Sex Differences in Implicit and Explicit Attitudes Towards Meat. The Sexual Politics of Meat, a feminist vegetarian critical theory by Carol J. Adams. The Feminist Case for Veganism. Now this one isn't a scholarly publication like the other ones, just another article here. Study finds eating meat perpetuates hegemonic masculinity. So much of this, you can't get away from it. It's everywhere.
Must be true.
It's everywhere, right? If it's all over, if they're repeating it so much, it must be true, right? It must be true. If you repeat something enough, people are going to believe it. Toxic masculinity, toxic femininity, toxic families, all this toxicity coming out of all you. And all the while, of course, browbeating you, telling you that you're bad for being human, you're bad for being alive, you're bad for breathing, you're bad if you're a man, you're bad if you're a woman, you're bad if you have children, you're terrible if you're a child. You need to wear a mask so you don't toxically infect the earth with your toxic exhalations. You need to pay taxes on your toxic carbon exhalations. Constant browbeating with all of this trash. All of this trash. All right, so the toxic masculinity, that is the problem, right? Now, we've got solutions, like we said, guys, right? First of all, buildings are bad, obviously, okay? So how do we get rid of toxic masculinity? Step one, get rid of all the doms that keep raping the sky, right? Stop the buildings from busting nuts into the clouds. We don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. Stop eating meat, also. Wear your mask, stay home, save lives. This is how we save the world. This is how we save the world, everybody. All right, so we come over here. We've got, let's see, I'm using this new interface here. We've got, here we go. We need solutions. Now, we talked about the problem, toxic masculinity. That's the problem, obviously. But there are solutions. Fret not, there are solutions. And there are saviors, like our buddy here, Chase Avior.
I'm a sweet boy because I love soy.
Hey, we've got another solution to toxic masculinity, of course, is super chats, right? How do you know you're not a racist? You sent a super chat. We know Jay Dyer's not a racist or a bigot or a toxically masculine because he just sent one. He sends a $4.99 super chat. Thanks, dude. Jay Dyer, biggest supporter of the channel here, Jay Dyer. Biggest supporter of the channel. Jay Dyer says, AY told me he would wreck me. I said, only thing you're wrecking are those ramen noodle. Those ramen noodle with those noodle arms. Yeah, if there's a recording, I'll have to check that out. That's like the 5th time he's tried to raid your Discord, though, right? I'm assuming it happened in Discord. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. All right. So, toxic masculinity, patriarchy, gender inequality, race inequality, right? Animal rights. This is what stands against toxic masculinity. This is how you fight it. So we've got this lovely young gentleman here, Chase Avior. This is his video, White People Do Something. So I don't know how I came upon this channel. I think I searched toxic masculinity. I think it was that, and I found this channel from this vegan guy, Chase Avior. He's a vegan warrior for the animals. He's only got 2.62K subs. I know I will be subscribing to Chase, and I'm sure many of you will also be subscribing to show some love to Chase. Let's see what he has to say about BLM. Only 298 views on this video. Let's see.
So I've been seeing a bunch of black people getting killed by white cops. And I also saw a post on Facebook that said, white people, do something. So I'm doing something. I'm gonna occupy this intersection. I'm gonna do some chanting. I got my microphone here. And I got my big speaker. The intersection right now. Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
There you go.
Black Lives Matter!
Right.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
What do you say again?
Black Lives Matter!
Oh,
Black
okay.
Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
You notice the racists honking at him? All these people who are not... I mean, he's bearing witness in the street. He's yelling into a microphone. Does he even have a PA hooked up to this microphone? Does he even have a... I don't think he's got a speaker.
Because I love soy.
I don't even think he's got a speaker hooked up there. Let's see. One more time. Wait. I got a problem with Firefox. Come on, Firefox. All right. Sorry, we got Firefox lagging right here. We got to refresh. I don't think he's even got this thing hooked up to a PA.
So I've been seeing a bunch of black people getting killed by white cops.
Notice the mask on his neck, right? You know he cares, right? He's responsible. He has a mask. He's not wearing it on his face, but he's got it, right? He's wearing that mask half-mast. So he's making an effort.
And I also saw a post on Facebook that said, white people, do something. So I'm doing something. I'm gonna
occupy.
White people, do something. So I'm doing something. I'm gonna occupy this intersection. I'm gonna do some chanting. I got my microphone here. And I got my big speaker.
Okay, he does have a speaker, but I don't think his mic's actually hooked up to the speaker. He's gonna occupy.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
In the middle of an intersection, people aren't even stopped. No, everyone's got their windows closed. They can't hear him yelling into a mic.
Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
Okay. We got Chase Avior, white savior here, saving us from the toxic masculinity. Thank you, Chase. We appreciate that. We really appreciate that. I got a super chat here. Thank you, Zyklon Be Still and No God. Appreciate that super chat. Send $5. Says, can we have a moment of silence at the end of the stream for Petunia and George Floyd? I mean, that's funny. These vegans, some of these vegans were sadder about Petunia than they were George. Petunia, I mean, first of all, thank you for reminding me. I'm still in mourning about Petunia.
Who's Petunia?
You don't remember Petunia?
I do.
You know Petunia?
Maybe other people do not.
Jessica remembers Petunia. All right, Petunia. Those annoying vegans. Lovely chicken. R.I.P. Petunia. Rest in peace. We've got... All right, let's come back over here. Chase Avior. Here is another hard-hitting track. Right, the vocal stylings, the musical stylings, vegan music, right? Another way to smash the fash, to smash the patriarchy, right? Check this guy's shirt out. Ban meat shirt on the drummer here. Let's hear some of these vegan war chants. Okay. We got Soy Henry Rollins here, looking like a G.I. Joe doll off his cycle, about to drop some bombs. He's gonna rap.
Killing is no kindness. It's not food, it's violence. Killing is no kindness. It's not food, it's violence. We don't buy the humane lie, 'cause animals don't wanna die. We don't buy the humane lie, 'cause animals don't wanna die. Yeah, yeah. Stand meet in Berkeley. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make it for Berkeley. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, what a surprise. He's a Berkeley resident. Why is it always Berkeley? Why Berkeley? What happened in Berkeley? What happened? California. Chase is making me want to move back to California. I gotta say. He's really making me miss the Bay Area. Let's see. Here's some vegans training to get arrested. Another Chase video.
Period of time, because I don't want to be sitting there with my elbow like this the whole time next to my daughter, right? And when we're actually eventually being pulled out of this, who are the cops going to come after first? More petite folks that appear to be more feminine, appear to be queer, people of color. These are the folks that the cops are going to target, right? And so we also want to think about how are we protecting these folks in our blockade so that they're not being singled out, because that's going to be the first place the cops go, right?
Wait. The cops are going to go for people that we have to protect. Women, people of color, and people who appear queer, he said? People who appear queer. What do you mean people who appear queer? Come on, man. What kind of bigotry is that? What kind of bigotry is this? As a trans vegan, I do not approve of this. People who appear queer. Berkeley residents training to get arrested. I don't know why I had this one pulled up. This is on Chase's one as well. But it's funny, they show you the tactics that these people are trained with. Now, who is the organization that is actually, what is the organization that's training these people? So this was from the Animal Liberation Conference 2019. Is this what it was from? No. This is in 2020. Okay, well, these are the tactics. Lock yourself to a door. Lock yourself to a door.
Alright, y'all, it's time for It's not a very good, strong way of staying in here, right? You can easily be yanked out, even for holding hands. So something wrapped around your wrist with a carabiner at the end, so that you can take the carabiner and basically clip it in, and now I'm connected to that, right?
Thinking of is not so big
Teaching them how to lock their hands into giant toilet paper rolls, right? These are valuable skills that we should be training ourselves with. Chase Avior, he's got Patreon, paying people to stab innocent animals. All right, there you go. Chase Avior. There it is. All right, here's the one. Chanting at UC Berkeley. Let's hear some more chanting down the patriarchy, chanting down the toxic masculinity from Chase and the vegan activists.
Animals' lives are their right. We have just begun to fight. Animals' lives are their right. We have just begun to fight. Animals' lives are their right. We have just begun to fight. It's not food, it's violence. Human freedom, animal rights. Human freedom, animal rights. Animal liberation. Now. Animal liberation. Now.
What do they want? They want animal liberation. When do they want it? They want it now. They want it now. I want it all. I want animal liberation, and I want it now, Daddy. I want the animals to be liberated now. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. Animal liberation. All right, Beirut's Farmer, what's up, dude? Send a $1.99 super chat. Says Al Qaeda lives matter. Don't know about that one. Don't know about that one. All right. Speaking of Al Qaeda, speaking of terrorists, we're touching on the light side of vegan activism here, but we're gonna get into some of the heavy hitters in a moment.
Animal liberation. Now.
All right, come on. Tell me you hear that beat, right? You hear that drum beat. You don't want to dance? Like, does anybody hear this?
It's not food, it's violence. Human freedom, animal rights. Human freedom, animal rights.
So sick! Wow! Human freedoms, animal rights. So the famous, what's with the purple hair? Why is the purple hair? These purple-haired vegans are haunting me. They show up in every video. There's always got to be some purple hair buzz cut chick in every group of vegans to offset toxic masculinity. So we got the vegans on the ground. The vegans are on the ground. They're preparing. Right? They are preparing. Chase Avior, the white savior, is out there in the streets doing the hard work, screaming Black Lives Matter at people who are driving past them in cars with closed windows. Right? It's just amazing. Incredible. Increíble. Here we go. But what we really need to look at is not what we really need to do, what we really need to focus our attention on is more that we got to do more. We can't just go out in the streets and yell at people to go vegan. We can't just go out in the streets and yell slogans, although this really helps, right? I mean, you're yelling slogans in the street, like the good grown-ups on TV tell you to. Obviously, that's really important, but other vegans have decided to take it a step further. So this was a few weeks ago. We didn't get a chance to cover this because I haven't even been live since this happened.
I'm a soy boy because I love soy.
Oh. We'll take a little break here to honor some of them super chats. We got another super chat. Andrew Herbst sent in $2. Says whine against the machine. Yeah. Sounds like it. Yeah. You said it all in 4 words. Whine against the machine. All right, let me check if there's any super chats on Streamlabs, because those Streamlabs ones are not notifying in the stream, but they do notify on the back end on Streamlabs. Remember, Streamlabs doesn't take as much of a cut as YouTube, which takes a huge freaking cut. But you still have to send super chats. Even though they still take a huge cut, you must send super chats. They are mandatory, just like masks. Remember, mandatory, just like masks. Mandatory super chats. Mandatory thumbs up. Mandatory subscribes. Mandatory face diapers. Mandatory vasectomies. Got mandatory everything here. So if you can't send super chats via YouTube, check out the Streamlabs link. There is a link to Streamlabs. Here, I'll put it in the chat as well. One more time, if I still have it. There it is. Streamlabs notification. You guys want to see what Jessica's doing? Here.
Let's see. Here.
Jessica is...
Oh my goodness.
She just made that. Oh, nice. It's raw. You didn't use... Oh, no, you did.
No, there's no feeder there.
Oh, there's no feeder. Wow. This is one of our sheep.
There's the angle. That's the end, though, so it's all loose.
Cool, right? Show the wheel. Show the spinning wheel. Here, I'll show you the spinning wheel in a second. Well, no, don't lift it up. Just I'll turn the camera and show when you're spinning.
Okay.
She's spinning away over there, slaving away. Her toxic femininity. Yeah, she sheared the sheep, and now she's turning it into wool, and then and then what she's gonna do is she's gonna weave it. She's been weaving some really cool. They look like. What do they look like? They almost look like a combination between a scarf and a rug, right? But then those will be really good for the walls of the office here to help soundproof it. So the sheep are making our soundproofing right now, which is cool. All right. Anyways.
I'm making it.
No. The sheep are making it by growing it. You're the sheep.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. No, the sheep are growing it, and then Jessica makes it.
We're farming water.
All right, guys. Thanks for the super chats, guys. There we go. What's up, Vegan Phobic up in the chat. He's had some good videos lately. Vegan Phobic says, "Damn, my super chat not sending." Thanks, YouTube. That's nice to know. Vegan Phobic chat, who also informed me that he was unsubscribed from the channel. Auto unsubscribed, like YouTube likes to do. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. It's very discouraging when longtime viewers and some of the biggest supporters of the channel are getting unsubscribed regularly, and YouTube doesn't notify anybody. And where we used to get 300, we get less than 200 viewers. I mean, I could just complain all night. Should I just complain all night? I'll just complain all night. No, I'll shut up about it. It is annoying though. All right. Anyways, toxic masculinity and the patriarchy are going down. They're going down. The vegans are going to take it down. And we've got another example of where these people are going, right? Where this whole vegan movement is going. It's already been set up. The precedent has already been set in many places in the UK, in Australia, that these so-called protesters, these vegans, these terrorizing vegans, will be given free reign in many of these places like the UK, where they regularly invade small family farms, right? Come right up on private property, steal animals from people, vandalize their farms, and they're taking it to the next level. Now, I've been saying for the last couple years that this is going to get crazy. This is going to increase. Now, with all the lockdowns and everything that's been going on the last 6 months, everybody getting locked in their homes, we've had a relatively quiet period, right? Relative quiet from the vegans lately, from the activists. But they're starting to pop out. And of course, as was predicted, they're getting crazier and crazier. And as the culture pushes further and further into this kind of controlled chaos, this controlled demolition of economies, This controlled rearranging, reimagining, reset, the Great Reset, as the World Economic Forum calls it, as this rolls out, you're probably going to see, unfortunately, more craziness like this. Ukraine gunmen freeze captives after documentary demand is met. Says New York Times, a man with a firearm and explosives took 13 hostages and demanded Ukraine's president endorse a documentary about animal abuse. The president complied. 12-hour standoff in Ukraine between police and an armed hostage taker who demanded, among other things, that the country's president publicly endorse a documentary about animal abuse ended with the man's capture on Tuesday. Okay, that's the New York Times telling us that this terrorist got what he wanted. The president of Ukraine complied. The president of Ukraine complied. So the gunman, an armed man in Ukraine, released 10 hostages after the president publicly recommended the animal rights documentary Earthlings. So this is the insider.com with this version of the story. On Tuesday, an armed gunman named Maxim Krivosh took a bus with 13 passengers hostage in western Ukraine while informing authorities that he had a bomb set up somewhere in the city that he could detonate from inside a bus. He had a few specific demands, including President Zelensky publicly recommending Earthlings, a documentary about animal exploitation, as well as for senior Ukrainian politicians to declare themselves terrorists. Towards the end of the nearly 12-hour standoff, Krivosh and Zelensky spoke on the phone, and 3 hostages were released afterwards. The other 10 were released once the president posted a video on Facebook to his 1,176,687 followers where he said, quote, "The film Earthlings from 2005. Everyone should watch it." The old tome of we don't negotiate with terrorists. I guess Ukraine's a little bit different. Right? Neoliberal Ukraine, it's a little bit different. Standoff. Heavily armed Ukraine terrorists won't release 20 hostages until citizens made to watch animal rights film Earthlings. Okay, so next level, right? And this isn't the first. Remember, the Animal Liberation Front. The Animal Liberation Front has been involved in bombings in the past. They've been involved in murders in the past. Animal Liberation Front.
I'm a soy boy because I love soy.
And that pretty much says it right there, doesn't it? I'm a soy boy because I love soy. The Animal Liberation Front.
You have stolen my dreams, my childhood.
Get interrupted by my own stream. We got super chats. Ruben Moreno sent in a $20 super chat. First Timothy chapter 4 verse 3 from KJV says, forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats, which God hath created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. Isn't that funny? Yeah, so that 1 Timothy chapter 4, you can find that passage. Thank you, Ruben Moreno, for the generous $20 super chat, winning the Not a Bigot competition, proving that he's not a bigot. Vegan-phobic chat, vegan-phobic is not a bigot. And is not a vegan-phobe. He's proved it. And he's crushing toxic masculinity with his super chat. Crushing it. Says, go vegan and cure toxic masculinity. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Guys, make sure to check out Vegan-phobic. Great channel over there. Jay Dyer says, Ukraine is a CIA tool state. Yeah, now it is, isn't it? I mean, isn't it funny that this happened in Ukraine too? This is madness. So Earthlings director responds to Ukraine incident. We do not cause terror to awaken people to terror. So he denounced it, the director. He denounced it. He says, don't do that. Please don't do that. Did he really denounce it? All he said was, we do not cause terror to awaken people to terror. Is that really denouncing? Earthlings, here he goes. The Earthlings does not endorse or condone acts of terror, as its message is one of compassion for all beings. The film's content is the ongoing global slaughter of billions of defenseless animals, which is not only detrimental to human health, but the primary cause of climate change. All right, so again, always tying back into the same thing. Oh, it's causing climate change. Oh, it's toxic masculinity. Oh, you're going to kill everybody. Everyone's going to die of a heart attack. If you don't give up the only foods that you can grow and produce on your own land, you're going to die. It's so mean to eat meat. Ukraine hostages released after president agrees to promote Joaquin Phoenix's Earthlings documentary. All right, so what is the message that's being sent here through media? Have you ever seen a situation where a violent criminal terrorist is negotiated with, is given their demands by a government, and then media goes out there and essentially says, yeah, this is cool, this is fine. Hostage siege ends after Ukrainian president endorses Joaquin Phoenix film. So The Guardian, The Guardian, who, remember, partners with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, The Guardian, who get massive donations from various NGOs and philanthropy groups to spread messages against animal agriculture. Remember, we talked about The Guardian a few weeks back. The stream was called the Guardians of the Animals, Destroyers of the Humans. I think that was the stream's title. We talked about The Guardian and the stream of money that comes into this publication, this propaganda rag, to push all this stuff on us, and why we're seeing a huge anti-meat, anti-animal agriculture propaganda blitz from The Guardian, and why this is going to continue. Right, so they received millions of dollars over the last few years to promote this idea that animal agriculture is bad, climate is changing, the climate shouldn't change, it's so bad, and if the climate changes, it's your fault for eating meat. At The Guardian, hostage siege ends. Oh man, hostage siege, that sounds really bad, right? Listen how they word this. The title, hostage siege ends. Oh, how great. The hostage siege ended. Nobody wants to be in a hostage siege. How do we end a hostage siege? Well, all you have to do is have your president endorse a Joaquin Phoenix film. No harm, no foul, right? The animals get saved. Hostages get saved. Joaquin Phoenix film. Celebrities. Right? Come on. This is how we're going to save the planet. Celebrity endorsements of Joaquin Phoenix films. Presidential endorsements. CNN, basically same headline. Hostage siege ends in Ukraine after president agrees to recommend 2005 Joaquin Phoenix film. So they all advertised the film. All of these news outlets, every single one of these news outlets advertised the film for the terrorist, didn't even denounce the terrorist, make it seem like this is a totally normal occurrence in their headlines, glorify the terrorist, put his name out there. Maxim Krivosh, right? They put his name out there. When these other events happen, these mass events happen, they barely even say the person's name, right? No, but this guy, they put his name up there. They put a picture of Joaquin Phoenix, the noble Joaquin Phoenix, and they write paragraphs basically advertising the film. The film Earthlings from 2005. Everyone should watch it, Zelensky said in the video released over Facebook. So what are they telling you? What is media's message here? Media's message, as far as I see, is that, hey, these guys are getting work done. Right? I'm not seeing much denouncing of this. Here at the IndianExpress.com. What is Earthlings, the documentary at the center of a hostage crisis in Ukraine? What is the film about? And why did the president post a video on his official Facebook page urging people to watch it? This is all advertisement of the freaking movie. Now, I'm not saying that this, the whole event is fake or anything like that. I'm not saying that there's some, weirdness going on. Who knows what's going on there? But what I am saying is it's very, very obvious that these media outlets are not denouncing this. And the way that this is being covered is very alarming. Very, very, very alarming. All right, so we've got our friends over here at Anonymous for the Voiceless. This is run by a guy called Paul Bashir, who is a wincing, effeminate little pussy coward, refuses to come on and debate. His team reached out to me and asked me to debate, and I agreed. We set a time. And then they switched it up and said, no, we've got these terms. And if you don't agree to these terms, then we can't debate. I told them, sure, I can agree to your terms. Your terms seem acceptable. And they still refuse to debate now. So I don't know what's up with this. This group of Paul Bashir, who's basically Antifa for the animals, Anonymous for the voiceless. Again, I'm open and willing and completely excited to debate anybody from these organizations like Anonymous Voice for the Voiceless. But here's their take. Here's what they posted on their Facebook. Maxim Krivosh, so again, the guy's name, right? Kind of, it's not, I mean, just saying the guy's name, putting his name out there so much, it's kind of funny, right? I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But it sure seems like these vegans are not ready to denounce this guy. In fact, it seems like that they're kind of glorifying this. Anonymous for the Voiceless on their Facebook page says, Maxim Krivosh, a 44-year-old Ukrainian, hijacked a bus with 13 passengers and posted a manifesto on social media, demanding not only that dozens of government officials admit to being terrorists, but also that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky published a video recommending the documentary Earthlings on his social media. After 9 hours of negotiation, Zelensky agreed to record the video and post it. To record the video. Where'd it go? And post it on social media for the whole nation to see if Krivosh released 3 hostages. Both complied in the demands after the video was posted. Both complied with the demands and the video was posted. The rest of the hostages were also released, and Krivosh was arrested. Major media outlets around the world have reported on this story for the past 24 hours. The film Earthlings, narrated by Joaquin Phoenix, features undercover footage of animal abuse and has been regarded as one of the documentaries that have widely contributed to the growth of veganism in the past 15 years. This is bound to have mixed opinions. What are your thoughts? So they state what happened. Here's what happened. What are your thoughts? Right? Hey, look, it worked. It worked, guys. But no denouncing, no saying, oh, we don't think this is a good idea. No saying, we don't think you should do this. No saying, yeah, we don't promote terrorism. None of that. No denouncing at all. We've got a top fan here, Amjad Satan. Great name. Aptly named, Amjad Satan says this documentary should be part of secondary school curriculum. There's a comment on Anonymous for the Voiceless's page. Although I feel sorry for the hostages, it was for the greater good, hopefully making more and more people compassionate and thereby creating a positive change. Tons of likes, and I totally agree with you. All right, at least one person says he's a dangerous criminal, should be jailed. He's like an overgrown 2-year-old who accepts no boundaries and will go to any lengths to get his own way. Mostly people were laughing at that, and then many replies disagreeing with her. So one person denounced it in the comments, thankfully. Daniel says, I'm really confused with this whole discussion. What are the values of this organization? Does the matter really justify a terroristic act? So at least one person in their audience is calling him out. It's like, why are you not denouncing this? And why do you seem to be promoting this terrorism? Paul Ruffy says, and I'll quote him here, the right thing to do might well in fact be that we all take up arms and storm the slaughterhouses and breeding facilities, demanding an end to the breeding, exploitation, killing of animals. If 3% of the population did this, the prison's police would be overwhelmed, and change would either happen or the world would have a large population oppressed or imprisoned for defending animals. Everyone would agree, but no one would show up. So here you go with the color revolution tactic, right? Of the swarming, right? Mass mobs swarming. This tactic has been used by CIA through the color revolutions, been used by NGOs in countries all around the world, such as Ukraine. Right? So this person openly calling for armed vegan insurrection. Right? Openly calling for vegan armed criminals. Paul Ruffy. Got Paul Ruffy. Here's his Facebook page. Paul Ruffy. What a winner. What a winner he is, right? Thanks, Paul Ruffy. Thanks, dude. At least somebody says this is bad for veganism. Nancy Dalher says, I think he's the first person to go down in history committing a hostage taking for the sake of the animals. I think what he did takes some serious courage, determination, and a degree of madness. Nobody was hurt. It was a selfless act. If people from Ukraine and elsewhere watched the documentary and began to consider the rights of animals and condemn their exploitation and abuse, then it's a success. So, there we go. Nancy Daher. You can see her page here. Animal rights whacktivist, LARPing.
My dreams, my childhood.
And so these people, they want more of this. These people want more of this. They're calling for more. And they say it's a win. Jithu Shrij. What's with all the... Why do these people all have to have like some fake New Age Indian sounding name? And maybe he's actually Indian. He's probably... This guy maybe is actually Indian. Well, these like fake guru names. Success, no question about that, he says. All kind of actions towards animal liberation, except murder and physical violence, are completely justified because of the horror animals go through in their lives. I'll tell you what, this could have ended terribly. This did not have to end like this. And if this was in other countries, it probably wouldn't have ended like this. So these people are openly calling for more of this. They're openly calling for more of this. I'm glad, says Nathan Cervantes. He has balls, and I love it. We're going to have to force this change. It's not going to happen otherwise. We need to follow this closely, he says. So, Nathan, we need to follow people like him closely as well. Here's Nathan. Hey, Nathan. We see you. We see you. Good work out there, Nathan. I mean, it just goes on and on. Some people say it's a failure. Some people say it was good. Connor Anderson says it worked and nobody was harmed. It's a win all around as far as I'm concerned. So, of course, all these people, they all have the same anonymous for the voiceless stuff in their profile. So, anonymous for the voiceless, pro-vegan terrorism. How you like that? How you like them apples? Paul Bashir from Anonymous for the Voiceless. You coward. Why don't you come on the stream and debate me about the ethics and morality of veganism, about your activism, and about your straight up ridiculous, insane endorsing of terrorists. And all these people from your group over here talking about how cool it is. Talking about how cool it is. No humans were hurt, says Lee Herbert. Oh, no humans were hurt. You know what? You try that somewhere else and a lot of people would get hurt. And luckily people weren't hurt. I got a super chat from Bear Roots Farmer. What's up, Bear Roots Farmer? Sent $2.99, proving he's not a bigot. Correction, it is peaceful terrorism. Yeah, somebody's trying to post a link in the chat. Yeah, you can't post links in the chat because people spam links. People be spamming them links, so we can't do the links in the chat. Sorry about that. If you got something super interesting, you can email me. Okay, so Anonymous for the Voiceless, they think it's cool. They think it's all right. Garth Loveless says clearly he has sacrificed his life for a just cause, thankfully not hurting any innocent creature. So, based boomer Garth studied chemistry at the University of Western Australia. What's up? Why is it Australia? Why is it always Australia? Why is it always Australia for these activists? I don't get it. But we're going to see more. You're going to see more of this. These people are getting more and more radicalized every day. And as this controlled demolition of the entire order of our economic order, our society in general, being dismantled from the ground up systematically, right, with all these lockdowns, putting you on global house arrest, more and more people are going to be going nuts. So you got to protect your families. We got to protect our homes. We got to protect our farms. We got to protect small family farms. These people are out there publishing maps of farms. They published a farm map in the United States. They did the same thing in Australia. We're terrorizing small family farms, invading their private property. right? I mean, this is getting serious. Right, this is getting very serious. So this is why I've been warning about these people for a long time. These people are highly radicalized. These dudes like Joey Carvestrong, these dudes like Earthling Ed. These people, none of them have denounced this. Not a single one has denounced this. All right, so let's see what what's his name? Humane Hand. Sorry, I don't want to get demonetized. Humane Hand Penis on YouTube. Vegan activist, inventor of the Soy Boy T-shirt. The offspring of, probably a huge fan of the band The Offspring, but also the offspring of like young Austin Powers and Bambi, right? So young Austin Powers bred with Bambi equals Humane Hand Peen here. And he is going to, let's see what he has to say about the hostage situation. Let's see what vegan activist Humane Hand Peen's got to say.
On July the 21st of 2020, an armed gunman held 13 people hostage on a bus in Ukraine. The gunman had several functioning firearms and grenades and has previously spent around 10 years in prison on convictions of fraud and the illegal handling of weapons. As well as holding hostages, the gunman had claimed that he had placed an explosive device in a public place that could be detonated remotely. The gunman had a list of demands. He wanted senior politicians in Ukraine to publicly state that they are legal terrorists. He also wanted the president of Ukraine to make a video post on Facebook with the words, "Everyone should watch the 2005 film Earthlings." In the end, the president did in fact do this. And as soon as the hostages were released and the gunman surrendered to the authorities, he took the video post down. Animal rights organisation Anonymous for the Voiceless made a post on Facebook about the incident, asking for their followers to give their opinions on the matter. The comment section is filled with vegans describing this man as a hero, an inspiration, a pioneer, and making the completely unjustified claim that nobody was hurt. Here are a few of the top comments. Frickin' hero, if you ask me. Very often we criticize other activist efforts because we lack the courage to do something this drastic ourselves. This had 61 upvotes. I'm glad. He has balls and I love it. I'm not sure why that's relevant. We need to force this change.
Okay, what is that moment all about? That was good. That was my favorite one.
This had 61 upvotes. I'm glad. He has balls and I love it. I'm not sure why that's relevant.
I'm not sure why that's relevant. Why having balls is relevant. Right? Clearly, we should all focus on having beyond balls. My beyond balls are tingling just thinking about this.
We need to force this change. It's not going to happen otherwise. It's worked and nobody was harmed. It's a win all round as far as I'm concerned. Certainly a light of hope in the world of darkness of pure living beings, the animals. A success, of course. So I find these comments very concerning, and I want to use this video to outline my issues with them and why I don't think that vegans should be holding this view. For those of you who don't know, Earthlings is a film narrated by Joaquin Phoenix.
For those of you who don't know, if you don't know, Earthlings is the most important film ever. And I highly suggest that everybody watch it. So this guy, even though he says he disagrees, right? But it's funny, his expressions, his facial expressions, his tone of voice, the way he's talking about it, it really doesn't seem like he's that, I don't know. It doesn't really seem like he actually wants to denounce this. It seems like he feels like he should denounce this. I don't know. Let's go on. Let's see what else.
It's a documentary that explores humanity's use and abuse of non-humans. It's an extremely powerful film. Anyone who is watching this video who isn't currently living a vegan lifestyle, I urge you to watch it. It's available for free on YouTube, and while it may be unpleasant and emotional at times, it's the sort of film that can change your life forever. And I'm completely aware of how dramatic that will sound, but it's honestly how I feel. So obviously, I'm very passionate about encouraging people to watch this film. Does that mean that
But clearly I'm not as passionate as the gunman. When he says gunman, it sounds like he's almost doing a Freudian slip to say goodman. The goodman. The goodman. The good gunman. The good gunman.
I am happy with the behaviour of this man. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I believe that people should perceive that I'm not supporting this man. So I'm going to feign like I don't like what he just did.
Condemn the despicable behaviour of this man, and I feel sorry for the victims and the loved ones of those victims, as well as anyone who has any friends and family who were in the city at the time that the bomb threat was announced. According to the American Psychological Association, hostage survivors can experience stress reactions including denial, impaired memory, shock, numbness, anxiety, guilt, depression, anger, and a sense of helplessness.
Okay, remember, this guy, I edited a clip of him talking about how great the lockdowns are and how not enough people are listening to the good grown-ups at the government and staying at home and wearing their mandatory masks, wearing their face nappies, right? This guy is talking about stress, right, after hostage situations, but openly endorses the global hostage situation by governments like the UK government, mandatory lockdowns, mandatory house arrest. That's all cool, but you know, it could be traumatic for these people. Right? It's kind of disingenuous there, kind of a contradictory position, if you ask me. Right? He's cool with everybody being held hostage, mandatory lockdowns. But this situation is just not okay. You guys think he's being genuine? You think he really cares? I'm glad this is probably the only vegan who came out and even talked about the negative effects of this. But let's see how he justifies it. Why is this wrong? Why is this wrong, Humane Hancock? Why should you not take people hostage for the animals? Let's hear it.
Anger, and a sense of helplessness. It's worth noting that one of the hostages was pregnant. Stress has been associated with poor birth outcomes, including preterm birth, infant mortality, and low birth weight. I truly hope that these people are able to recover.
Isn't that funny? Because malnutrition is also associated with all those things. Low birth weight, higher mortality, issues, developmental issues. Veganism causes all these things too. But you don't hear them out there white knighting for the children whose parents are putting them on nutrient-deficient diets and starving them.
And low birth weight. I truly hope that these people are able to recover from this traumatic experience and that professional support is available to them. I now want to address the comments that suggest that this action was a win for veganism and a win for the animals, because I think there's reason to believe the opposite. What number of people who will watch Earthlings as a result of this act is an empirical question that we do not and probably never will have the data for. But I think we have reason to believe that this kind of behaviour, and I'm not just talking about the behaviour of the gunman, but also the behaviour of the vegans.
So, you guys catch that? Humane Hancock, he says it's maybe justifiable. You might be able to justify it. If lots of people watch Earthlings and go vegan, but you know, maybe it'll have negative effects. So I guess what Humane Hancock is saying is that if this were to directly cause a lot of people to watch Earthlings and then go vegan and never eat meat again, then it would be okay. That's what he said. Let's back this up. Tell me, am I wrong? Am I misinterpreting this?
Stress has been associated with poor birth outcomes, including preterm mortality. To recover from this, the comments that suggest that this action was a win for veganism and a win for the animals, because I think there's reason to believe the opposite. What number of people who will watch Earthlings as a result of this act is an empirical question that we do not and probably never will have the data for. But I think we have reason to believe that this kind of behaviour, and I'm not just talking about the behaviour of the gunman, but also the behaviour of the vegans publicly supporting holding people at gunpoint, will negatively affect public perception of vegans and therefore slow down the growth of veganism and the promotion of compassion for non-humans. As activists, we're seeking legal rights protecting the well-being of non-human animals. It seems hypocritical to promote this message in a way that breaks laws protecting the well-being of humans. How confusing and alienating must it be for non-vegans to see activists fighting for animal rights while simultaneously dismissing human rights? Most vegans probably understand that while animals are different to us in many ways, we share with them the capacity to suffer. It is inconsistent to respect the lives of non-humans without also respecting humans.
Exactly, which is what I'm always saying. So why aren't you respecting the right of humans to eat their species-appropriate diet, to eat the diet that is going to nourish them, to feed their families, to feed their children, the foods that are going to build a healthy central nervous system, a healthy immune system, the foods that contain all the essential nutrients in their most easily digestible, bioavailable, and assimilable form. Why is it not okay for humans to eat animal foods, but it's okay for animals to eat animals? Why?
The reason why I think
we need the noon vegans. The noon vegans must like us. Sorry, I just had a little blip in internet connection there. Little blip in internet connection. But we're good, we're back. So, all I'm hearing so far is all that matters is optics, right? It's bad optics. Maybe we shouldn't do this because maybe it'll turn some people off. It just sounds like he half believes it too. Isn't that funny?
While simultaneously we're seeking legal rights protecting the well-being of non-human animals. It seems hypocritical to promote this message in a way that breaks laws protecting the well-being of humans. How confusing and alienating must it be for non-vegans to see activists fighting for animal rights while simultaneously dismissing human rights? Most vegans probably understand that while animals are different to us in many ways, we share with them the capacity to suffer. It is inconsistent to respect the lives of non-humans without also respecting humans. Another reason why I think what the gunman did was bad for the growth of veganism is because there's evidence suggesting that if a person likes you, they are more likely to be influenced by you. This means that it is potentially vitally important for non-vegans to like us. So we want to avoid coming across as judgmental, aggressive, or nasty, and we should avoid pointing guns in people's faces.
Okay, well, how about you avoid looking and acting like you? Because that makes me not like you. How about you avoid looking like freaking Bambi in a Soy Boy shirt? that makes us not want to listen to you. I don't know. There's something about these vegans' faces that just makes me not want to listen to them. I don't know if it happens when you go vegan, or if it just attracts a certain type of obnoxious. You vegans have stolen my dreams, my childhood. This guy's all about the optics. All that matters is what people perceive, right? So it's not that this is bad, this is morally wrong, terrorism is wrong, terrorizing people, threatening people, and violence is wrong. No, it's a utilitarian stance. All right. Well, maybe this isn't going to be the best thing for our ultimate end goal, is his stance. I'm not sure what other views this guy holds, but he's really not justifying in this video why somebody shouldn't engage in this behavior. He's just saying, well, we want people to think we're cool. We want people to like us. And so it's a utilitarian message. We should make people think vegans are cool. We should make people like us. So we shouldn't do that. So it's funny. So that's his thing. He wants vegans to be liked. So are you just making this video because you want people to think you're nice? You want people to think that you're not a terrorist, that you're not crazy like that? Is that the only reason you're saying this? Is it just for optics?
The activists fighting for animal rights while simultaneously dismissing human rights. Most vegans probably understand that while animals are different to us in many ways, we share with them the capacity to suffer. It is inconsistent to respect the lives of non-humans without also respecting humans. Another reason why I think what the gunman did was bad for the growth of veganism is because there's evidence suggesting that if a person likes you, they are more likely to be influenced by you. This means that it is potentially vitally important for non-vegans to like us. So we want to avoid coming across as judgmental, aggressive, or nasty. And
we should always show cleavage, right? Like, wear low-cut shirts, like all the ladies show some titties, right? We want the people to like us, right? We suggest that all women who are vegan activists slut it up a bit, wear short skirts and Have your titties flopping out a bit. We want people to pay attention to us, to like us.
And we should avoid pointing guns in people's faces. Wow, I never thought I would feel the need to say that. Extreme violent behavior like we have seen in Ukraine is not going to make vegans come across as more likable, quite the opposite. The majority of this community is made up of compassionate people, and the more the general public see that, the better. Research suggests that we are more likely to be persuaded by people we perceive as being similar to us. Extreme...
So feign empathy. Feign that you like humans. Pretend to be one of them. And then they will like you.
You have stolen my
Activism like...
my childhood.
I love that. You stolen my dreams and my childhood. We got super chats. It's about damn time. It's about damn time, you bigots. Send some super chats. Super chats from the super chads here. Let's see, we got a few. We got a few super chats. Luthien the Mortal, $2 says, "Oi, you got a license to be eating meat, mate? You got a license for that meat, mate? Meat is ripe. Ripe in murder." Thanks, Luthien the Mortal. Appreciate that. That $2 super chat. We got Artful Dodger sending $1.99. It says, "What's up with VG and Jazz starting an OnlyFans?" We'll hit on that next time. We'll hit on that on the next stream. We don't have time for that one yet. We're already like 2 hours deep into this one. And yeah, well, next stream we're going to talk about, maybe I'll do one tomorrow. You guys want more streams? You guys want more? I could do one tomorrow. I can maybe do one Wednesday. Jerry Brooks sent $5, says, "Trying to keep your live streams going, not a bigot." Proving not a bigot, right? I'm holding these streams hostage, guys. This is a hostage situation, and we require super chats to liberate the streams. Look, I like getting up here. I like streaming. I like sharing my thoughts. And we gotta fight against this stuff. We gotta press back. We gotta push back. Our way of life.
I'm a because I love soy.
Thank you. Our way of life is under direct attack by these people. Our children's future. If you hear Jessica in the background whispering in my ear, feeding me talking points. Jessica says our children's future. So here she is. Look at her. What's she doing right there? We've got Jessica over here spinning wool, right? Look at that. Toxic femininity right there. Providing for her family, working her butt off all day. All right, that wool right there, that fiber right there, that's going to become clothing. That's going to become useful material. If these people want to take away your ability to feed yourself on your own land, you cannot. I repeat, you cannot. It is impossible to feed your own family off of your own land on a plant-based diet, on a vegan diet. As a vegan, you cannot grow and consume all of your own food. It is impossible. Most of the food I ate today was from our own land. Everything I ate yesterday was from our own land. You can't do that with plant foods. You can do that with animal foods. These people are forcing, it's not these people, right, but the big money interests that push these movements for the further consolidation of power, that push the beyond meat, the beyond sausage, the impossible burgers, the lab-grown meat. It's about dependency. It's about control of the food supply. It's about control of resources. And we got to fight against this. So we're going to keep these streams going. But we need you guys' support. We need y'all support, y'all. You got support. You got to support the streams. Send them super chats. Send them super chats. Especially send them through. The best way to send the super chats too. A reminder. Best way to send those super chats. Send them via Streamlabs. We put the Streamlabs link in here. Streamlabs there. YouTube super chats are great, but YouTube takes a bigger cut than Streamlabs does. Streamlabs is really generous and doesn't take such a fat cut like YouTube does. So thank you, Luthien the Mortal. Thank you, Artful Dodger. And hey, Just for Kicks. Just for Kicks sending a proper $20 super chat. It says, donating in case head bigot gets banned. Yeah. I mean, it might...
You're the head bigot, that's you.
Yeah. I wouldn't look. If you guys don't know Streamlabs, I don't even think you don't really need anything special to do Streamlabs super chats. Make a Streamlabs account because it's very likely that this channel will be demonetized soon. I might even have to start another channel. Right, I might have to start another channel, and I think here's what I've been thinking, and I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong about this. I think anything that has the word health in it, anything like under the health tag, is being heavily pushed down right now. It's being heavily suppressed. Right, this channel's been hit really, really hard. I don't think you guys understand. I'm always bitching and complaining about it. I'm not just bitching and complaining for no reason. Right, YouTube has effectively halted the growth of this channel, which is growing by 2,000 to 3,000 new subscribers every single month, all last year. And when October came and this new adpocalypse happened, boom, we got smashed, and we've been losing up to 1,000 subscribers every month since then. So make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to support the channel here. The best way to support super chats are great, but the best way to support is become a member at primaledgehealth.com/membership. There's a link down in the description below. You can become a member. We do weekly coaching calls. We've got a great community of like-minded people. Some of the people I see here in the chat now. Great community of like-minded people who are there to support you, who are there to help you out. And we do weekly coaching calls up in there. That's the best way to get coaching. If you guys want to reach out for coaching, we do private consultations as well. But the forum, there's so much cool stuff in the forum. The forum is a great way to get coaching at a much better price. So this content, I'm telling you, this content has been heavily suppressed on YouTube. I'm not just bitching about it because it's not just some like you hear a lot of people cry, "Oh, I'm so censored. Oh, I'm so censored." This channel has been thrown on the back end of the algorithm with many other channels in the same niche. So I think I might, anyways, long story short, I think I might have to do another channel that is not focused on, that doesn't use the word health. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. It is what it is. But your super chats are awesome. Lucy and the Morals coaching done by Jessica, so I don't see your ugly mug.
No, there's no video. It's awesome.
No, well, we do audio calls on the coaching calls. We do audio calls, and Jessica, that's the best way to get in touch with Jessica. Ladies out there, ladies are always trying to reach out and get some help from Jessica. Super mom over here, super mom Jessica. She, we're both up in the forum. If you do private coaching, we meet via Skype, and that's me.
But you can just wear a bag.
But Jessica also helps out with the private coaching too. So if you want to consult with Jessica and myself, you can. Links in the description down below. Link in the description for the Streamlabs as well. I will shut up and let Humane Hand Penis continue.
This isn't going to make us seem more relatable. It's going to do the contrary. It seems obvious to me that this kind of behavior makes this individual seem strange and outlandish. And I would suggest that making posts on Facebook publicly supporting holding people at gunpoint makes you sound strange and outlandish too. The truth is that the majority of vegans are just normal people. We are normal people who
we're just normal. We're not crazy. We're not crazy, I swear. We are not crazy. We're just normal people who look like Bambi in a soy boy shirt with glasses on.
Making posts on Facebook publicly supporting holding people at gunpoint makes you sound strange and outlandish too.
But that's the only reason it's wrong, right? Supporting terrorism just makes you seem outlandish. That's what's wrong with it. It makes you seem a little bit kooky. It's all about the seams, right? We see you. We see you, Humane Hancock. We can see between the seams. The seams are parting on your facade here, dude. Man, this guy has no moral justification for his position. Cannot justify why he thinks it's bad that they're doing this. Just says, oh, it's bad for optics. It's bad for the optics. Maybe terrorism makes us look bad. But hey, if it gets the job done, is the undercurrent of what he's really saying. And at the unspoken angle that this dude is presenting is, hey, if it works, it works. Right? We want people to make us, we want to make it seem like we're normal people. We don't want to seem like kooks. And that's all that matters to him.
The truth is that the majority of vegans are just normal people. We are normal people who have learned about the suffering endured by non-humans, and we think that the torture and slaughter of these sentient beings should stop. Hence, if we want to effectively reach non-vegans with this message, we should probably make an effort not to be alienating in our approach. Maybe don't point guns at people, and don't suggest that pointing guns at people is a good thing to do. Let's try to create a positive perception of vegans. Let's not make posts on Facebook suggesting that it's a good thing to point a gun at someone's face as a method of encouraging behavior change.
To me, just this appeal. So maybe he genuinely does, maybe in his heart of hearts, maybe he genuinely does know that this is wrong, this is inherently bad. But it seems to me like he's just saying, oh no, it just seems kind of bad to other people. Let's make ourselves seem nicer.
We think that the torture and slaughter of these sentient beings should stop. Hence, if we want to effectively reach non-vegans with this message, we should probably make an effort not to be alienating in our approach. Maybe don't point guns at people, and don't suggest that pointing guns at people is a good thing to do. Let's try to create a positive perception of vegans. Let's not make posts on Facebook suggesting that it's a good thing to point a gun at someone's face as a method of encouraging behavior change. We want people to think of vegans as compassionate, strong-willed, and rational people.
So he's not saying that vegans are compassionate, strong-willed, and rational people. We want people to believe that we are strong-willed, rational people. It doesn't matter what reality is. What matters is what people perceive about reality. That's what he's really saying. Who cares what reality is? All that matters is what they perceive.
And ultimately we want this because it will be better for the animals if people think that.
It'll be better for the animals if people think that. But hey, Humane Hancock, what if it was better for the animals if you guys all just went freaking nuts and acted like a bunch of unhinged, crazy people? What if that was better for the animals? Is that okay? If you guys were just violent, extreme psychos, unflinching, bloodthirsty psychos, and went out there and did your deeds violently, and that got the job done, would it be justified? Would it? Now, this dude seems, first of all, he seems very young, right? This guy's like 22 years old, right? Like he just started growing his little beard there. Look how he's got his little fade on his beard, catching a fade, trimming that beard up. Look at that straight cut on that beard. He's like 22 years old. He's a child.
My childhood.
He's a child. You have stolen his dreams. You have stolen the Ukrainian terrorist dreams and his childhood by discrediting him. He's young, right? The dude is young. It's like he's young, was it Point Break, right? You guys remember that line? That poetic, beautiful line from Point Break? Say it, Jessica. What is it? You don't know what I'm gonna... Jessica laughs before I even say something. She's ridiculous. She's the easiest audience. She just laughs at everything.
I'm a schoolboy because I love science.
I love that. That one. It was Gary Busey. Is like, you're young, dumb, and you're full of cum. Young, dumb, full of... There it is. Keanu Reeves. This is one of the best films of all time. Point Break.
I was just laughing because
Jessica doesn't... Dude, have you seen Point Break?
Yeah, you made me watch it.
I made her watch Point Break. Do you remember... Say a line from Point Break.
No, I don't even know what it's about. It's surfing, right?
Oh!
It's something about the ocean and Keanu.
What? Johnny Utah. Oh, all right.
You're a real Blue Flame special, aren't you, son?
I thought it was Gary Busey that said it.
Young, dumb, and full of cum. I know. What I don't know is how you got yourself assigned out here to Los Angeles with us. I mean, hell, I guess we just must have ourselves an asshole shortage, huh?
I guess we must have ourselves an asshole shortage, huh? You're young, dumb, you're full of cum. The most awkward line in any Hollywood movie. Fire can Diaz, animals. Vaya con Dios, bro. Vaya con Dios. All right, we got super chats. We got super chats here. There we go. Finally. I'm just kidding. We got super chats the whole time. Zyklon Be Still and Know God, one of the top contributors to this stream, proving his status as a non-bigot, says this one's for Jessica.
Oh.
Please escape and go work in a glass tower so you can be truly fulfilled. Please, Jessica.
Thanks.
Escape. Look at her. I have her slaving away. I don't even pay her. I make her do this. She just does this all day because patriarchy, right? All right, so $5 super chat for Jessica. She can buy herself some some beeswax for her hands that are going to be bleeding from this terrible.
My toil.
From her toil. Her hands are going to be bleeding from her hard labor, so she can buy some balm for her hands. I appreciate that one. Zyklon Be Still No God. Kobe Grimes 1234 sent in $2, says all 140 of you who aren't super chatting are bigots. That's right. And we all know there's a few. Live viewership is algorithmically determined. And so who knows how many people are actually watching? I'm going to go ahead and assume that instead of 140 people watching, that there are actually... No, wait, there's only 120 right now. Are you kidding me? Only 120?
Don't cry.
I'm going to cry. It used to be like 300 to 400. Look at this, 120. What a joke. I'm going to assume this is 1.2 billion people. Del Bridge sends a $10 super chat. Says, hey, Tristan, I relish your channel, dude. Every successful generation is more apathetic, vain, and lawless than its foreparents. Sadly, it's all an inversion of truth. Hey, man, I know you love the channel because you're always supporting, man. Del Bridge, I appreciate the super chats. I love seeing your name pop up. I love getting your input, and I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you enjoy the channel. I'm glad you support. I'm glad you're hitting them thumbs up. Vaya con Dios, dude. Hit the thumb up, hit the like, hit the share. Send them super chats. Let's get back to Humane Hancock. Let's finish this up. Finish up this little segment here with Mr. Humane.
And ultimately we want this because it will be better for the animals if people think that. It's been kind of disappointing that...
All right. I'm sorry, I keep pausing. It'll be better if people think that. So if people believe a lie, but it results in the outcome that he believes is the best outcome, I guess it's justified in Humane Handick's mind.
Better for the animals if people think that. It's been kind of disappointing that well-known animal rights organisations or vegan organisations haven't released statements condemning this act. Thankfully, the director of Earthlings did condemn the behaviour of the gunman and said, "We do not cause terror to awaken people to terror. Our hearts go out to all those impacted by this ordeal, to their families, as well as the authorities who ensured that no lives were lost. May we move forward with non-violence toward all."
And I think this is a great thing to say because this will make people believe that vegans are actually compassionate because all that matters is people's perceptions of us. So I suggest that you all put false statements, even if you believe that this is a great thing, even if you believe that this is what we should do, denounce it and say that it's bad and say that we are all non-violent because people will believe that this is better and people will want to become vegan because all that matters is the ultimate end result. It doesn't matter if we lie, cheat, steal, or misrepresent our true internal state and our true position. All that matters is what people believe is true. So what are you saying?
I think it would be positive for more activists to come forward and publicly condemn violence as a method for encouraging behaviour change.
Not because it's bad and is wrong, but because he wants the behavior change. Because the ultimate result is what's important to him. All that's important is the behavior change. So the ends justify the means. He justifies it while half-assedly, fakely condemning it.
Call me crazy, but perhaps...
You're crazy. I'll call you way more than that if you want. Give me permission and I will.
Perhaps it's a good thing for the vegan movement to distance itself from acts of terror. I don't know, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you're already vegan, I have videos illustrating how you can get involved in vegan activism, and I have videos giving tips on how to outreach the public effectively. You can find these videos on my channel in the playlist titled Activism Tips. If you're not currently vegan, thank you for showing an interest in my content. Please do subscribe if you want to see more, and go and watch Earthlings. Yeah. Seriously, go and watch Earthlings. Why are you still here? Go and watch it. Go and watch Earthlings.
So I condemn it, and then in the end, I make a joke. I make a joke about it actually working, and I express sentiment that seems to suggest that I agree with the methods. What a hypocrite. What a freaking hypocrite. Let's check out the comments. All right, Humane Hancock, thank you for the video again. Let's hear him sign out one more time. Listen to this.
Involved in vegan movement to distance itself from acts of terror. I don't know, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you're already vegan, I have videos illustrating how you can get involved in vegan activism, and I have videos giving tips.
Well, you just told us how to get involved with vegan activism. The New York Times just told us how to get involved in successful vegan activism. Insider just told us how to be involved in vegan activism. The Indian Express just showed us that this is how vegan activism works. All these news outlets.
I love soy.
I'm so glad you love soy, Earthling. I'm glad you're a soy boy. Mickey Tane sent an Australian $10, says weekly OnlyFans sub. The OnlyFans is coming, but it's going to be Ribeye's balls. This is the OnlyFans coming, but it's going to look like this. Here. This is the first shot of our OnlyFans. There you go. Here's the start of our OnlyFans right here. Ribbeye's testicles. What's up, Ribeye? You guys remember Ribeye a couple years ago when he was a little baby in my lap? He was a little puppy in my lap. Now he's a big boy, guards our house. He's a big boy, he protects our farm. He's so good. He's so good. Oh, he's such a good boy. Alright, here you go. Here's our OnlyFans. Again, one more shot. Look at that. Look at that toxic masculinity. That's our OnlyFans right there. Alright, Ribeye. He wants to go outside. You let him out? Mm-hmm. You want to go pee? You want to go bark at nothing? Go bark, Ribeye. What's that? What is that? Go get it. Get it, Ribeye. You got ribeye hair in my mouth. Alright. Ribeyes, isn't he awesome? Isn't he awesome? Nice monetization you got there. And it's gone. It's a joke, right? You show doggy balls. He barks at nothing. He gets so proud of himself. He's so proud of himself to bark at nothing. Derek says, at least he's acknowledging the hypocrisy. Isn't it funny that at that end shot is so ridiculous. The end shot, let me pull that up again. Let's see that one more time. So he says, oh, it just matters what people believe. All that matters is the ultimate end results. Basically, the ends justify the means, and I don't think that the means will get us to our desired ends. But
you can get involved in vegan activism, and I have videos giving tips on how to outreach the public effectively. You can find these videos on my channel in the playlist titled Activism Tips. If you're not currently vegan, thank you for showing an interest in my content. Please do subscribe if you want to see more, and go and watch Earthlings. Seriously, go and watch Earthlings. Why are you still here? Go and watch it. Go and watch Earthlings!
Just so funny. So funny. Aww. Did we just have another blip? Let me see. I might be having some... How's my internet? How's the stream quality? We had the viewership going down. Soy overload. All right, let me come over here to see if there's any super chats. You got any super chats? I think we do. Nope, that was the last one. Most recent super chat. Let me come over here and see if there's any Streamlabs to read. There we go. We got a Streamlabs. We got a Streamlabs. Joe Wags. What's up, Joe Wags? Joe Wags winning the bigot competition. I'm going to make sure. See, what's going on here is with the Streamlabs donations, for some reason it's not triggering the really cool, awesome things I spent time making. It's not triggering the GIFs and the audio files, but Super Chat donations via YouTube are triggering them. But I come over here and I check the Streamlabs donations because Streamlabs is better than Super Chats because YouTube doesn't take as big of a cut. Joe Wags sends a 20, sends a big 20, says, I am not a bigot, I promise. I believe you because you sent a Super Chat, right? You got to use the media tactics. The climate is changing, you guys. The climate is changing. This is an emergency. This is an emergency. The only way to get out of this emergency is to send Super Chats. What'd you say?
Oh, it's an emergency broadcast.
It's an emergency broadcast. Folks, this is an emergency broadcast. You get double Patriot points if you send Super Chats, folks. This is just unbelievable. All right. Oh, you bigots. In my college campus, there's mandatory masks, even walking outside. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. Sorry to hear about that shoegazing guy. That's straight up whack. That's whack. Stupid ass masks. Now you're wearing your oxygen deprivation muzzles, and that's going to make you healthy. Suddenly we just forget about how the immune system works. We forget that we have this robust immune system that is meant to deal with environmental challenges, that's meant to deal with toxic load, that's meant to deal with viral load. This immune system that we have, this beautiful God-given immune system, we just forget all about it. You just got to wear masks. That's all you can do to be healthy. All right, Humane Hancock. Let's close that one. Close in Humane Hancock.
What is his name?
I don't know. It's a really dorky name. Let's see. We've got... I'll have to do that next time. Sorry, I hate dead air time. I hate dead air time. I can't stand that. Let's come over here. All right. Close this. And open this. No. All right, let's come over here and see what's going on in the chat. What's up, guys? Shoegazing Guy, Pam, Blanc Neige, Kobe Grimes, Zyklon Be Still and No God. Derek, what's up, Derek? Derek Nance in the chat. I read your comment earlier. I didn't realize that was yours. At least he's acknowledging the hypocrisy. Derek Nance, legend. Derek Nance got a... Wherever he's at, you know he's got mapped out all around him where the rotten meat is. Derek's got one of the coolest perspectives on carnivore out of all of these folks out there. Derek's been doing carnivore for a long time. He does what works for him. Derek does actually a mostly raw carnivore diet. I think it's almost all raw. Last time we talked, it was like all raw. Carnivore diet does a lot of high meat. Derek pushed me over the edge into actually trying high meat, which I've become a huge fan of, and I haven't had high meat in a while. Although we have some high liver in the fridge right now. Jessica made me some high liver like a month ago, right?
Yeah, it's from the 17th of July.
July 17th, so it's already 1 month, right? Right now it's August 17th. I can't believe it's August already. How crazy is that? It's August 17th right now, and we're going to have some good high liver probably in a month. It'll be edible. Edible high liver in 1 month. That's exciting. That'll be nice. I'm excited for that. Oops. Let's see. I'm going to find... We had the wrong ones pulled up. that go? Here, we'll come over here, we'll do the solo one. No? Yeah, pull him in. There we go. Here we go. Now you just see me. You just see me in my big fat bald head. What's high liver? Putrid Human's asking about high liver. High liver is a fermented meat. Fermented liver. Shoe-gazing guy. Priest wearing a mask in church when the Bible teaches only fear God. Exactly. I mean, this is the thing. Like, people have fear of viruses. People have fear of other people's opinions. People have fear of all these other things. But people have forgotten the fear of God. And that's why we're at where we're at. That's why we are right here. All right, so we got a lot of things to cover in future streams. What do we have to cover in future streams? We've got Vegan Gains and Jasmine Gaines slinging that ass. Jasmine Gaines is slinging that ass, Jessica. Did you know that they have an OnlyFans?
Yeah,
I showed her the other day.
You didn't show me. You had to tell
I told her, which is basically showing her. Because you can just imagine how weird it is. Told a coworker about people wearing and not wearing masks at the beach. He was concerned about the people not wearing them. The thing, people all of a sudden think that wearing a mask is going to make you healthy. It's going to make you safe. It's going to keep you safe. We're always being sold. We're constantly being sold on all these silly little nonsense things. Always being sold on these silly little nonsense things. If you just go plant-based, you're never going to die. If you just wear a mask, you won't die. Right? Your fear of death, always being played on. Why is that? Why always play on the fear of death? Why are people so afraid of death? Death is inevitable. If you were born, it is inevitable that you're going to face death. Yeah, these people act like it's the most terrible thing that can happen to you. The worst thing that can happen to you is you die. It's inevitable. That's built into the very fabric of being born. In this fallen reality, we have to deal with death. And death is not necessarily a bad thing. Death is not necessarily a bad thing. People are obsessed with avoiding death. People are obsessed with avoiding it. And that fear of death, that irrational fear of death, which is inevitable, replaces the fear of God. And death becomes a god to people. People worship that. It's insane. Nutrition, sleep, and exercise are canceled. Sanitizer makes you healthy. Shoe-gazing guy, there you go. That's what we're being told. It's nonsense. It's absolute madness. Can't imagine people swimming with masks on. Wait, people are swimming with masks on? Who said that? That's insane. I believe it, though. It's so dehumanizing. Right? It's hard. Sometimes it's hard for me to get on these streams and like, look, we got to have some fun. We have some laughs. We laugh at Humane Hancock. We laugh at young Booma, Jay Dyer, who disappeared from the chat. Where'd you go, Jay? You scared you're going to get out-rapped by little AIDS? Did you know that's my rap name?
Yes, my dear.
Jessica says, yes, my dear. She knows that's my rap name. What do you think about being married to Lil AIDS?
I'm so proud of you, Tristan.
I'm so proud of you, Tristan, she says.
You smelling your fingers?
It's constant fear propaganda, says Zyklon B and Zyklon B still and no God. Constant fear propaganda. Stay away from other people. Don't have contact with other people. Don't live your life. Stay home, save lives. It's nonsense. How long can this be maintained? I do not know. How long will people submit to this? I do not know. But we don't consent. We do not consent. We want health. Just like we do not consent to the demonization of essential nutrients. Just like we don't consent to the demonization of cholesterol. Just like we don't consent to the demonization of testosterone, to the demonization of masculinity, the demonization of femininity, the demonization of your exhalation. Just like we don't consent to that. We don't consent to this nonsense. We don't consent to this nonsense. What's up, guys? Let's see what the chat's doing. Pam, what's up, Pam? Mickey Tane, what's up, dude? Kobe Grimes, Blanc Neige. This is Tristan looks like Ragnar Lothbrok. I still haven't seen that show, but people tell me all the time. People tell me all the time that I look like Ragnar Lothbrok. I get it. I still haven't watched that show. It makes me not want to watch the show the more people tell me to watch it too. But I'm sure I'll enjoy it eventually. All right. So, where them super chats at, guys? What's up with it? What's up with it? What's up with it, homies? Where them super chats? Let's see. We talked about... We hit on the 3 topics we already wanted to talk about. I think... Well, we've got a lot of streams. We've got a lot of things lined up. I've got tons of windows and tabs pulled up that I haven't even hit on yet. And if you guys want more streams, you got to support. You got to hit them thumbs up. You got to share it. You got to like it. We got to share it. We got to like it. YouTube is trying to crush this channel. They would love for us to stop. Will we stop? I do not know. If the support stops, we will stop. If the support stops, we'll have to stop. You guys got to realize we get literally 0 support from YouTube. We got to beg you guys for freaking super chats. Barely any support from y'all bigots. No, dude, there's some people in the chat here who actually support really well. We appreciate that. But YouTube crushing the channel. Smashing the channel into oblivion. Not only has YouTube stopped the growth of the channel in October, a hard stop, threw a wall in front of it, but they remove about 300 to 1,000 subscribers every month, depending on how much activity the channel has. And your support for the channel is crucial. It's important. So we just had, actually, this is the second time I've gotten up and blabbered today. We had a coaching call earlier. We had a coaching call in our private members forum. You can join the private members forum down below, primaledgehealth.com/membership. That's the best way to get coaching from myself as well as poor slave Jessica. Look at that toxic femininity. She should really be in a glass building, a giant glass phallus, helping to roip the sky. Liliana sending a dollar. See, that helps, right? Like, all them super chats help.
You have stolen my dreams, my childhood.
All right, so the YouTube gives notifications, but for some reason, it's not giving the notifications on the back, or on the what's it called, Streamlabs. But we'll figure this out. I like the Streamlabs integration. It's fun. It works. It's fun. It works. And it keeps this kind of, you guys are able to interject, right, with the Streamlabs. I don't like when people do the auto dictation where where the voice, like you get the robot voice. I don't like when it does that and interrupts, because people can say whatever they want. Delbridge interrupting says, I am a soy boy, but I love soy. Delbridge, thanks a lot, man. $2 super chat. Delbridge always coming through, says, how to find a truly good woman. Man, that's hard. Jessica's like, oh shit. Jessica knows. She knows. Jessica, come help with this answer, because this is hard. Like, I've got perspective, and then Jessica's got perspective. How to find a truly good woman. I mean, there's many ways you can go about it. Depends on where you're at. You know, if you have a group of friends, right? The one that's always taking care of your drunken idiot friends.
Oh shit, that was me.
The one who's always taking care of your drunken idiot friends. Pick her. Like, that's like the tip number 1. Find the one with a motherly instinct, with a true motherly instinct, who's always looking out for people. Right? Seriously, find the one that's the one. Like, if you're a college kid, and Dell's not a college kid. I don't think Dell's a college kid. I think Dell's a grown ass man. right? But this here we'll do it in steps. If you're a college kid, if you're between the age of 18 and 20 something, find one now. Lock her down. Love her right. Find one that has a good motherly instinct. Find a woman that has a good motherly instinct. Maybe, look, if you can find an Orthodox woman, that's great. You're probably going to have to find a Protestant woman and convert her, or, a woman who understands that there is a spiritual aspect to reality, and then help to bring her into your reality. But find one that has a good motherly instinct, and don't just go for, definitely don't go for like the chick that built her whole never try and create a relationship with a woman who built her whole reality on being attractive to men, who built her whole reality on being hot. If she lived her first 20 years of her life just feeding off of the men that think she's hot and that attention, that's not something you want to deal with. Right? But that doesn't mean you can't have a beautiful woman. Just find the one that was uncorrupted by her beauty, which is difficult. Jessica, come here. Come, tell them what to do, because that's like some advice. Look, get them while you are young, while you're both young. It's best. If you're already 30 years old or so, shoot, it might be better to what would you say? Say Del, assume Del or whatever, anybody who's listening is already 28, 30 years old. How do they find a good woman?
Well, I don't know how you find them, but once you meet them, it's like somebody that you like and somebody that you get along with really well. But you have to know that it's like they're going to be imperfect and they're not going to meet all of your expectations, but you guys get to grow together, right? And I think that's really the key of any good relationship, is that you're two independent people, but then together you become something bigger and better than yourself. There's a superpower in being. Like a superpower being. Find a superpower being, right? So
in being, look, if you're
a couple.
You probably have look, if you have the wind ring, find the one with the fire ring, and then the one with the water ring, and then you all put them together and you become Captain Planet.
That's not what I was saying.
Damn it.
I was just making the point that there's going to be gold underneath.
You're not going to meet her in a bar.
Desert.
Don't meet her in a bar. Meet her in a place like a knitting workshop, like a
volunteer with children.
Volunteering
project.
to help disabled children project. Don't meet her here. Let's list places not to meet a woman. Okay. Number 1,
nude beach.
Rave. Number 2, feminist studies class. Number 3, gender studies class. Number 4, don't meet her at
protest, maybe.
A protest, a vegan cafe. Nix all those. What else? Where else do you not meet a woman?
Possibly not at a raw food restaurant.
Not at a raw food cafe. Don't meet a woman. Maybe at a farmer's market. Farmer's market's cool. That's a good place. Farmer's market, good place to meet women. Bookstore, where they're sitting down reading books.
Not at an animal sanctuary.
Not an animal sanctuary, right? Not at a strip club. Not at any club. Not at a bar. Not anywhere past 11 o'clock on a Thursday night. Nowhere past 11 o'clock on a Thursday night are you going to meet a woman that you're going to marry. Okay? Don't meet her at AA. Don't meet a woman at the Goodwill. Don't meet
no, that's okay.
Okay, the Goodwill, if she's giving couches to the Goodwill. Okay, no, the Goodwill can be fine. Neutral. Neutral at best. Don't meet a woman that you're going to marry at... Where else?
I was kind of thinking a nail salon or something, but that's kind of neutral.
Yeah.
Could be neutral.
Nail salon is neutral, says Jessica.
Like a Victoria's Secret.
Don't meet her at Victoria's
Secret.
Don't meet her on
casting couch in LA.
On Twitch, right? Twitch streamers bouncing their boobies. No. None of those.
Like OnlyFans, right? She's not gonna be
OnlyFans, no.
Yeah. That was a pretty good list.
Hooters?
Are they still around?
Hooters is not as bad as a strip club.
True.
Your future wife could be a Hooters waitress, but going to be some battles. There will be some work.
That was my main point. It's going to be work, but it's awesome.
It's going to be work. Look, like a good relationship is work. Don't meet some e-thoughts. Tinder, that's not where you're going to meet your future wife. If you do, hey, cool. But probably not going to happen. Cool, but not that cool.
Harry Henderson says In-N-Out is a good place.
In-N-Out.
It's a good pickup spot.
I used to work at, that was my first job, was In-N-Out.
Oh, that's funny.
I used to try to meet girls in In-N-Out.
What was my first job?
What was your first job?
Well, I guess babysitting.
Babysitting. That's the thing. Find a woman who's been babysitting her whole life.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought I was prepared
seriously.
for children, and it wasn't.
Like,
having children is not babysitting.
Preschool teachers. Good candidates, right?
Yeah.
Kindergarten teachers. Women who, a woman who runs a home, like a preschool at her home. Like women who run daycares. Potential wife material. Right?
What was my job when I met you? I was babysitting and I was at a restaurant.
Yeah.
With a hostess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hostess. How rare are we talking, says Delbridge. Well, if she doesn't like her meat, like at least rare, no good. No good. Like rare to blue rare is okay. Blue rare, keep her. Rare, pretty good. Medium rare, okay.
Potential.
Well done, block. The gym, probably not.
Why?
Probably not.
Really?
Yeah. Hostess.
Probably not yoga class.
Yoga class, probably not. Yoga studio, no. Yoga teacher, probably not.
Not Burning Man.
Burning Man, no. Any music festival, no. Portland, Oregon.
Chaz?
No. The Chaz, no. Farmer's Daughter, yes. What else?
I don't know. That was a fun game, though.
What's better, University of Berkeley graduate or mail order bride from Eastern Europe?
Ooh, mail order bride from Eastern Europe. I don't have to hesitate.
Agreed. All right. So if you have to choose between a Berkeley graduate and a mail order bride from Eastern Europe, you know what to do. Look at that. Nobody cares.
Your back end is very overwhelming. I don't know where
The
to look
back end's
first.
overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the numbers are underwhelming on these streams. YouTube is really screwing this channel. I'm kind of sick of it. I don't know.
I'll always be your number one fan, Tristan.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Look at that. We have less than 100 viewers right now. How the hell does that happen? We've been doing this for 6 years. Maybe our content just sucks. Our content just sucks, maybe.
We're giving life advice.
Dude, I'm sick of this shit. At least we get some support from the viewers, but YouTube gives no love. I'm sick of this shit. Every time I look at these freaking numbers, and this is why YouTube does this. They want content like this gone. They want support for content like this gone. There have to be more than 100 people watching this right now. All right, I'm sick of it. This is why we don't get live streams anymore. I get demoralized every time I do a live stream by the numbers. I'm sick of YouTube. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for supporting, but I guess no one gives a shit.
Is that your retirement speech?
Yeah. People say they miss it. All right, I'm glad. Thanks for supporting, guys. That vegan couple audio, should we donate organs to non-vegans? What? That's crazy. Hey, Caleb Manuel, send me an email, Tristan@primaledgehealth.com. If you have any links of things that I should be hitting up on. If you got things I should be hitting up, send me the link, Tristan@primaledgehealth.com. I want to thank everybody for the support. The support we do get, none of that comes from YouTube. Yeah, we'll keep these streams coming if you guys keep supporting. That's what it is. I gotta ignore the numbers and just look at the support. At least we did get some super chats today. I appreciate the support. Via the super chats on YouTube or the donations via Streamlabs. There is a Streamlabs link in the description. That's what's up. Maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow. I'm thinking about doing tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm going to do more streams this week. I might just start a whole new channel and hope that that can grow, because this one has been smashed. This one has been crushed by YouTube. There's no, I don't know. There's no point.
Nighttime stream? Afternoon stream?
I don't know. Probably afternoon. I'll do it earlier next time. Maybe tomorrow, earlier in the day. We still got to talk about, we've got a lot of topics to talk about. Vegan Cane's OnlyFans and all these things. Look, the most important foods for human health, the most important behaviors for human longevity, the most important things you can do to keep yourself strong, both physically, mentally, spiritually, are demonized. And you're told that you're bad. You're told to
because I love soy.
Thank you, Liliana. The foods that you need to eat, the foods that you need to eat, you're told that they're terrible. You're told that they're bad for your body. You're told that they're bad for the environment. You're told that they're bad for your children. This is nonsense. We're here to fight against this. You can feed yourself off of your own land. You can feed yourself off of your own land using animals. The only foods you can eat exclusively and feed your family on exclusively are animal foods, and those are the ones that are demonized. Do you have a website? Of course we got a website. There's a link in the description down below, primaledgehealth.com.
I'm a soy boy because I love soy.
Become a member at primaledgehealth.com. There's a membership site. Really love animals. Available at primaledgehealth.com. You want to support us? You want our support? Hit us up, primaledgehealth.com. Become a member. We do weekly coaching calls. We're here to support you. That's the best and most affordable way to do coaching. We appreciate the ones who have sent them super chats, who do support the channel. You know this is demonetized. You know this is hidden in the algorithm. And we appreciate the support that we do get. We'll see you next time. You can find more at primaledgehealth.com. What else? What else can they find? Is there anything new on the website right now that they could be looking for?
Yeah, always.
Check out the free carnivore diet shopping list. There's a link down in the description below. You can become a member. Check out the carnivore cookbook. If you want coaching, hit us up for coaching. If you just want to donate, you can hit the donate link down below. We'll see you next time. All you Googleable citizens out there, thank you for supporting. We'll see you next time.